move them all. 1-for-1, the deal's done. Bobby Mack let us know. Ryan Strome lost it twice. Drake from Manning was not nice. 2 good picks, they went for Griff. Pete just had to go. Eric Greiber buyout, what was that all about? Miko signed a 3-year deal, and my friends, that ain't no steal. Traded for Spooner, shoulda canned him sooner. Chris Russell, Lucic, no movement on their deals. Pete left a tire fire. Bobby Nix is searching for the perfect person. Pete left a tire fire. Now it's tough to do well when you're stuck in cap hell.
It is game day with the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. AM Nasty, locked and loaded. Oilers, Canucks tonight. Are you ready, Lieutenant Eric?
Hockey is back.
Oh, hockey is so back.
It's back. Now it's back.
Hockey is officially back.
You can have your Bedards, eh?
Take your Bedards.
Take your Bedards and your Sids. And
take your Sids. Take your Mark Stones. And take your UC Soroses. And be gone with them.
Nick Paul, you can have him.
Yeah. No, Nick Paul, though, is a nice piece.
That's the one you're going to
I was sitting here going, I don't know
that
about
Nick Paul, though. Cut him,
I don't know if we should throw Nick Paul in here. The Nasty Chat is absolutely hopping today. Why wouldn't it be? It's game day. Let's play puck. It's game day.
See, we can do that, though.
We
want
play
the real one.
Slap shots, passes, breakaways. Like, there's lots of things we... You know what? Actually, it wouldn't be a bad idea to do a hockey parody of the Creed Marlins O'Sour song.
Probably quite simple.
We always come up with the best ideas right here on the show.
Oilers will
blank
fill it in, right? I mean,
is that what we're doing the first thing this morning?
I don't know what you would.
Yeah. There's lots we can get to. If you want to go, Oilers will fill in the blanks.
An early exercise, just to get the
fun little 6 o'clock exercise. If you need a conch this morning, let us know why. I know a million of you are going to be like, conch me because the Oilers are back. I like seeing Fergie's prostate in early this morning. Can't wait for a 6 o'clocker lager, boys. Us either. Very much looking forward to this. We should have more details on the label contest with us and Alley Cat. We have the name. It'll be the 6 o'clocker lager. The label will have some sort of conch on it. So when you want a 6 o'clocker lager, you just say to your buddies, conch me, and they'll throw you a 6 o'clocker lager. Hoping to launch that on December 1st. Not the label contest, the beer itself.
Go well with an orange and blue breakfast, hey? Wash that down.
That would be
That'd
great.
be a great pairing early in the morning.
Man, we have a lot to get to today. It's a pretty busy show. Of course, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. That is your Paris Jewelers inbox. Paris Jewelers is Canadian, family-owned, 23 locations across our wonderful country. And if you're sitting here right now and you're going, but I don't have any money right now, but I plan on having money in the future, flexible financing options available, including do not pay for 1 year in store. I feel like there's got to be some sort of proof, though. That you'll have that money within a year.
There's got to be.
Because if not, it gets a little sketch.
Maybe case-by-case basis, hey? You go and you explain yourself, you know.
Here's my situation.
This is the story.
Yeah. What if you're horrible at relationships and you're in there like every 8 months being like, I need another promise ring at Paris Jewelers. I've dealt with the one at West Edmonton Mall. Great staff, super friendly.
For your promise
rings? Not overly.
For your promise rings?
No.
Just wanted to
For
clear
that
that
thing
up.
I got my mom for her birthday.
Yeah.
The best thing about going into I hate being pushed when you walk in. Like, do you want this? Would you like to buy this? I'm always hey, I'm just looking guy. And when we were in there, we said, we're just looking, and they just let us look until we found something that we liked. So Paris Jewelers, if you're looking for something special, treat yourself to some jewelry. Everybody always wants to buy jewelry for everybody else. Go in and treat yourself to some jewelry, damn it. 780
the Mr. Mike's
9999
of the jewelry game. It's a casual experience. I mean, you don't want to be you don't and just a tip, I guess. Don't be pushy, you know, whether it's you're coming over and looking at my furnace when you shouldn't be looking at my water heater or whatever it is. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you're probably going to get the sale if you're just a little more casual, right?
I would think that's probably the case.
Get in people's faces.
780-218-9999. Obviously, we want you to pound that box this morning, and we'll get to a bunch of those as we work our way through the show today. If you need a conch, let us know why. We will get into that. The inbox is taking a good old-fashioned pounding today. as well was the first text of the day. Norman, a combine. Good disc came in at 5:03 this morning. Good morning, gentlemen. It's game day. Let's go. The pursuit of Lord Stanley starts today. Norman, a combine. Go Astros. So he's mixing in a little baseball discussion there.
I think he was also talking some NBA preseason action with the Rockets or something like that. Norm is fired up. Houston City, USA. That's what he's all about. Rockets 122-103 over the Pacers. NBA preseason. I don't know if you want to go down that schedule or not.
Yeah. Mind you, I did watch that one Lakers preseason game in which LeBron played because I'm a sick puppy. That's why I got that. 780-218-9999. One of you will end up in there for the text of the day today, and that'll get you a gift certificate from our wonderful partners at A&W. Win a $20 gift card to A&W. Slide on in there and check out those new Chicken Cruncher sandwiches today. 3 different varieties: the Nashville Hot Chicken Cruncher, the Chubby Chicken Cruncher, and the BLT Chicken Cruncher as well. Try them all. Those chicken sandwiches at all A&W locations. And if you're looking for some breakfast today, may I suggest the A&W latte and possibly one of those chicken breakfast sandwiches, the spicy variety. Delicious. You're going to love that. You're going to love that. How about Jaunty? Jaunty in Victoria today. Dusty, Lieutenant Eric, this came in at 5:04 this morning as well, and he's in Victoria. So that's a 4:04 text. Pacific time, which is the exact same time zone. The Oilers playing tonight. This is good luck. Dusty, Lieutenant Eric, 13 weeks ago on June 13th, the hearts of 6 o'clockers and the collective AM Nasty were broken.
13 weeks, June 13th. It's all the numerology.
The grief was devastating. Without filling our airwaves and data streams with new and improved version of what we already had, love to begin with, and now we're here at the start. This text message came in all over the place. It's a long one, so it's been moved around. Let me see. I got to go here. I got to go here. Making. Oh, this is going to be really tough. Let me try. Dusty and Lieutenant Eric, 13 weeks ago on June 13th, the hearts of 6 o'clockers and the collective AM Nasty were broken. The grief was devastating. What were we to do? But then a mere 5 weeks ago, Edmonton Sports Talk rose, nay burst from the ashes of Bell Media's dumpster fire decision-making to fill our airways with data and streams, a new and improved version of what we'd already loved to begin with. And now here we are at the start of a new Oilers season with Edmonton Sports Talk providing us with all the info, expert guests, and entertaining conversations, not to mention goal songs to a couple.
You're doing great.
Keep goal songs to a couple minutes from the beach just tied in there.
Sure, yeah.
To accompany the mention goal songs to accompany the Oilers' run to a Stanley Cup. Congratulations on your comeback for your first 5 weeks. Let's go, Jaunty in Victoria. ... A couple minutes from the beach.
Yes.
That's what he was going
Punch
for.
That man.
Yeah, we got it. We got through it. Man, we got to somehow get those sent in one big text. Come on, Jaunty.
It's game 1.
Yeah. It's a game 1. I mean, we'll
get
figure
better.
out the text.
You know?
Cole in Ellerslie in the Nasty Chat this morning says, "What's up?" Hey, Cole, what's up to you too? That's great. Stan, the Jets fan, is in and says, "Jets game day today too." And it helps the Oilers because it's ABC, anybody but Calgary.
Sure, yeah.
I like the idea of Edmonton and Winnipeg being on this united front because of Winnipeg Sports Talk and Edmonton Sports Talk. We'd like to see the Jets have success, especially after I drafted Ehlers and Gabe Velarde in my fantasy draft last night.
I'm Edmonton.
Hi.
And you're Winnipeg.
I'm Winnipeg. I'm Huss. Yeah, that's what's happening there. So I think that's probably the right way to go about it, I think.
ABC.
Yeah. Anybody but Calgary.
All the time.
Didn't even draft a Flame last night. So that was good.
My man.
Yeah. That was real nice.
It's like whether or not you may even want to, you don't, because it's a blessing upon your team.
Well, here's kind of what this is where so we did a 20-man draft last night. And do you care about my team? No, that's what I was going to come in this morning and be like, check out my draft. This is who I got. But
brutally honest.
Mr. Lean doesn't care about my team. You don't care about my team. Most of you right now probably don't care about my team. Or do you?
It's not going to keep me up at night, but I wouldn't mind hearing
I'll ask you this. And this is how you should handle this. And we'll lay out the show in a second. We'll get to the Oilers' bottom 6. And obviously, if you need a conch request, 780-218-9999. Tell your friends about the show. Actually, quick story from the draft. So we sit down at the draft last night, and this Doug sits next to me. And he goes, so, a couple of other guys when I got there were like, hey, Dusty, congrats on the show, man. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like,
You know
I
this
said,
Doug
thanks.
character?
Yeah, I know Doug. I mean, I only see Doug once a year. It's at this draft.
Sure, yeah.
But I've seen him now for I've been in the draft for 8 years. So I know Doug. And I sit down, Doug looks at me and goes, Dusty, how's the podcast going? And I said, listen, Doug. I said, it's not a podcast. And he goes, and he looks again, he goes, well, it kind of is. And I said, do you know what we're doing? He goes, no, I heard you're doing podcasts now. I said, no, Doug. I said, we're live every single morning. This is live every single day. And he goes, what? Really? So I took his phone. I went to EdmontonSportsTalk.com. I added it to the home screen. I said, we're literally live every single day from 6 in the morning until 1 in the afternoon. So if I would have been wearing a set of gloves, I would have taken one glove off and I would have slapped him across the face.
Then when he comes back, you take the other glove and slap him there. What does he do for a living? Can you not make fun of his?
Actually, I think Doug is kind of on the phrase program where we're not sure he works at all anywhere, really. I have no idea.
So I have no job, and he has no idea what we're doing.
And he's saying,
I
don't know how he can
busy. I work all day. I don't know. But you're not doing anything. How could you not?
I'll tell you one thing he doesn't do: prep for drafts.
Well, good.
Anyway, if your friends are if you're talking about the show and your friends are like, can't listen to them. It's just a podcast. Just literally tell them it's not. It's live every single day for 7 straight hours at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Can literally just click listen live. It's very simple.
Why is podcast that term you can just throw to anything? Oh, yeah, you do that. You can use it for anything now. Anything you don't understand, you can just call a podcast. Oh, you're doing that.
The podcast.
Yeah, Janie there at school, she's doing that podcast thing. No, she's training to be like a doctor.
Look, are we going to do close to 2 million podcast downloads this year at Edmonton Sports? Of course we are.
That's one.
But it's still like the third level of everything that we're
department
doing.
Of it all, yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to force my I just thought it'd be nice if I asked if you wanted to know my team before just forcing it upon you. I would say your level of interest in my fantasy team I drafted last night is a 3, a 2.
In reality, it's like a 2, but for show purposes, I mean, it's a 10.
You don't have to fake it that much,
How
man.
are you going to unveil it? Are you going to name them by name? They skate out
I think I'll just read the team that's probably going to win the league.
Starting lineup.
So I was picking 3rd overall. So
you like that?
McDavid, I don't hate it. McDavid and Draisaitl. Now, I did draft some guys who are somewhat injury prone.
Okay.
So it's always tough when you're like, hey, if my team can stay healthy, it's going to be great this year. But if my team can stay healthy, it's going to be great this year. I took McKinnon, 3rd overall.
That's not bad.
And then I got Kaprizov, 18th overall, which I thought was a pretty good steal at 18.
Were you thinking of anyone else around 18 or anything else kind of?
Well, I was just surprised Kaprizov was there. Then I have a policy where no matter what draft I'm in, I take the next guy. Once again, if he stays healthy, he's a monster. Barkov. So I started in 10-guy draft. There's 10 teams. McKinnon, Kaprizov, Barkov. We had to draft 14 forwards, 4D, 2 goalies. So then D started to move off the board, right? So I ended up getting Bouchard in the 4th round. Give me 70 points. That would be great. Followed it up. I don't like this guy, but I thought in the 5th round the value was there. I went with JT Miller. Kind of like I had to hold my nose to make the pick. But I took JT Miller in the 5th round, and then the rest of the team went like this. UC Saros was my first goalie. I took Malkin. I also had to hold my nose for this one, but I took Samsonov in Toronto as my second goalie. Matt Murray's out 6 to 8 months. I figure Samsonov should probably get a pretty good workload with what should be a pretty good regular season team. So I decided to take Samsonov. Then I put together a nice little stretch here where I went Dylan Cousins in the 9th, Shea Theodore in the 10th, and Matty Beniers in the 11th, which I really liked. And then Matt Barzal, Noah Dobson, Ehlers, Velarde, Trocheck, Mason McTavish. Another hold-your-nose pick, but he's back in a spot where he lights it up offensively. Tony DeAngelo. Took him as my 4th D-man. And then I took Logan Cooley, who I think could have a nice rookie season in Arizona. And I had to have a Hab on my team, so I took Kirby Dach in the 20th round.
Okay.
What do you think of my team, Eric?
I love it.
Thanks, man.
So excited.
Thanks.
And if we could have, we could do like a fantasy league post game or something through. I mean, if you need anything, my services are available.
You know what? We'll just set this aside for now, and we'll revisit that championship at the end of the season.
Put it in pencil.
Yeah.
We'll go over it in ink later.
Fergie's prostate to the Paris Jewelers inbox. Matthew, great work tidying up the boys' desk. Now there's room for Eric's headset. Fergie's prostate.
He's not.
I love how different things about the show. It's funny about the desk because last night I was chatting with my wife, and she goes, you guys should really clean up that desk. I said, what are you talking about? It's like all the packs that we've cracked. She goes, yeah. She goes, but it just looks sloppy. So I think my wife is probably happy that the desk is looking a little bit tidier today as well. Dusty reading that text was like watching Deadlift Guy, and you're not sure he's going to make it. Deadlift Guy, when he starts like lifting it up, you're like, there's no chance he's getting through this.
You didn't go to the bathroom in your pants, did you?
I hope not. I hope not. That's it from JBB and the Bing Bing Boys, who are with us this morning as well. 780-218-9999. Macramalla intros already rolling in, and we will have Macramalla around 7:45 today. Let me lay out the entire show for you, then we'll dive into the Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks this eve from the West Coast. Like I said, pretty jam-packed show. We've got a lot to fit in today. 6 o'clock hour, though, wide open. We'll have a lot of fun here. Contra requests, thoughts on the Oilers lineup heading into the game tonight as well. And then also something else is happening just after 6:30 today.
You're going to pen a letter.
They're not at home. They're not at home, but they actually don't play like a weekday home game till later in the month. So special opening night edition. And for the first time with the new setup, Tales of the North just after 6:30 this morning.
You can see how we get dressed.
Yeah, because it's the Nielson Show uninterrupted.
That'll be a pop.
I guess, I don't know, Maddie will go to the wide shot. Well, you're doing your, I'm gonna kind of get dressed while he's doing the sports update. And then when he's done the update, he'll go get dressed. And I'll be ready to go, full guard.
You can slowly, casually start pulling it on, arm by arm. Just
I do. What the hell is this?
Getting character.
This is the wig, ready to go. And some of you are like, wait, that's a wig? I thought it was your hair.
Yeah, people are going to find out a lot of things, behind the old green screen here.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I've already said too much.
Pat Maroon's Bib says, Dusty, who are the other 19 participants? School children? That's in my draft. Not 9 participants. It was a 10-team draft. There's some pretty good teams. I know you always think like, oh, my team's the best. I'd probably say my team's middle of the pack. I need some of those younger guys to take a step and for the team to stay healthy, and then I'll win.
This is like waivers the other day. My waivers are going to be the best. The players we place on waivers, everybody's going to want them.
Everybody wants our guys on waivers. That's usually how it looks. Hey, vault requests, too. We got time for that in the 6 o'clock hour today. If you're not familiar with what we've got here, we've tracked down all the clips from the old vault, but we still have to sort them, and they didn't come with the names that we used to have them labeled as. They just came in numbers from about 1 all the way up to about 32,000 with a few numbers missing in between. So what we're doing is we're basically just playing Vault Roulette. So Vault Roulette. Roulette. Anyway, you're going to say a number. We're going to grab the clip, we're going to play it, and we'll see what happens. Yesterday, we pulled an Encarnacion home run song out of nowhere, which was a nice way to wrap the show yesterday.
I believe he tied up the game.
Yeah, that was.
I don't know what it means.
That was pretty good. So yeah, if you want to pick a random number between 1 and 32,000, fire it over in the nasty chat or the inbox at 780-218-9999. We'll probably get to that sometime before 7 o'clock today. Like we said, jam-packed show. Jamie McLennan for Pro-Am Sports. Noodles is going to pop by just after 7 o'clock this morning. We will get his thoughts on Connor Bedard and the Chicago Blackhawks winning. Pittsburgh Penguins Twitter was in a full-blown meltdown last night. Still 81 games left. Long way to go. I was pissed off because lock shot play of the day yesterday was Taylor Hall over 2.5 shots. At one point, he was at 3 shots, and they took a shot back. So that was extremely frustrating. Hate when that happens. And lots of these stats guys are brutal at their job. Anyway, Noodles will join us just after 7 o'clock. We'll get his thoughts on the Oilers and the Canucks tonight. Kind of get into it a little bit on, do the Oilers start like red hot this year? They've done pretty well the last 2 years. 9-1, 7-3 in their first 10. Do they start hot? Noodles just after 7. Around 7:20 today, we'll get into your Cool Bet hotline of the day. We'll check in, see what Mr. Lean is up to today, and we'll probably build an Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive, like a little sort of same-game parlay. Pick 2 or 3 things, get a little boost from our partners at Cool Bet, and we'll all hammer that tonight. So if you have any player props that you'd like to see us include in an Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive, 780-218-9999 or over on the Nasty Chat today as well. Free advice day for Damon Bunting. If you're looking to become one of the best local slumlords in the biz and own several apartments of differing levels of cleanliness, he's your guy.
Yeah, they can be big ones, small ones, wide ones.
Long ones, tall ones.
It's any building you can imagine. He'll get you going there.
Like if you're buying or selling a home, though, probably can't put yourself in a better spot than checking out and teaming up with Damon Bunting.
You go with the pro.
DamonBunting.com.
You go with the pro.
Yeah, of course he's a pro. He's also
go with the pro
in marketing because he's on the Oil Stream pre and post game show with Tommy Gazzola.
That's where you want to be.
He's got a segment on the pre and on the post game show, which we'll get going tonight. What time's Tommy's show get going?
6:30.
6:30. So if you're looking for local content as you get ready to watch the game, and more importantly, after the game tonight, Tommy Gazzola, pre- and post-game, every single game all year, because how can you start a sports station without having a pre- and post-game show for your Edmonton Oilers? So Tommy Gazzola will have you covered on that one tonight. But Bunting, free advice, what do you need help with? We'll go there around 7:30 this morning, and then Eric Macramalla at 7:45 today, EST legal analyst and blank. Fire those over to 780-218-9999. Kind of easy trivia for Mr. Mike Steakhouse Casual. 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. The weekly rankings of power around 8:20 today for United Sport and Cycle. Any idea where you're going for that yet?
Yes.
Okay, good. Ooh, wow, you're very adamant about it.
Very. You're going to love it.
That's going to be a good one.
Hockey is back.
Hockey is back.
I can't say anything else.
That's exciting, isn't it? Hockey is back. And hockey days are on at United Sport and Cycle. So we'll get into the weekly rankings of power around 8:20. Greg Wyshynski for Metal Supermarkets, your convenience stores for Metal.
You got that clip. You got
I got to use it. I like screaming it, though.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I kind of like screaming it. So Wyshynski at 8:30, the first ever Nielson Show 2.0 Orange and Blue Breakfast. That'll happen around 8:40 today in the Rap
the
for
Omelet
William
Man
Huff.
coming in for that one? Or?
What's that?
Do we have the Omelet Man coming in for that one?
Oh, wouldn't that be great? That would be pretty good. So anyway, like I said, this is a really busy show today.
You just said 2 shows. I mean, we could have a 6-hour show. It would be ideal to have a 6-hour show to squeeze all that in, but we're going to do our best to jam it in.
Yeah, we'll try to get as much as we possibly can in here. We've got 3 guests and a whole bunch of content. 780-218-9999, and that's where you can get in. We're doing it all from the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen Studios. May I suggest tonight, if you're just going to chill, watch the game, DoorDash, skip the dishes, Uber Eats. Maybe you got some buddies coming over. Maybe you should order a bunch of wings, and they can do that for you at Popeyes with the sweet and spicy wings. Ghost pepper seasoning, little sweet chili sauce. Not too shabby.
Tonight's the night.
That would be a great night for that.
That'd be a hell of a night to
start
the
season. It would be a great night for that one. Guys, today is October 11th. How about 10-11 from the vault? Red says 420. He must be a weed smoker. Classic. Let's see here. Sailors in says 420 as well. He must be a weed smoker. Classic. Let's see. Sheldon says 97.
I get it.
I mean, yeah, that's
but a little disrespectful, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, to pick his number on this day in this market just doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Guys, my vote is for clip 1260. That comes from Sheldon in a white garbage truck. Did we already do 1260?
We
did 1260. I think we already did 1260 last week. Anyway, send those numbers in. We'll get to that probably just after 6:30 this morning, after we do Tales of the North, which very much looking forward to. All right, who starts in net tonight, buddy? Edmonton Oilers, Vancouver Canucks. We're not talking about the Canucks. We don't care about the Canucks.
Connor Garland? Trade request? He handed in
Garland.
a trade request. That's what they do in soccer sometimes.
No, they don't.
A trade request.
They don't actually.
Yeah.
I know on the video game, like
No.
you walk into the manager's room and maybe submit that.
I've always wanted them to, but not like a piece, like a telegram, like a.
What about like being served?
Yeah,
being served by somebody.
Thing, yeah.
Excuse me. This is our
GM's out for lunch. What is this? Connor Garland? What? I don't need to. I'm out for lunch.
Yeah, but the guy's disguised as a waiter. He comes up. He gives you the plate with something on top. He goes, "Oh, sir, special from the kitchen for you." And he opens it up, and you're like, what is this? Oh, my God, it's a Connor Garland trade request.
It has to come from the player, though. It has to be Connor Garland dressed up as that waiter. Like, you want to trade, you got to go through the work. You got to do the dirty work.
And then he takes off his Groucho Marx glasses and goes, it's me. And then you have to trade him immediately.
Who are you still?
That's the only way
yeah.
to do that, I think.
But that'll be the extent of the Canucks conversation, eh?
Probably.
Maybe little Quinn Hughes.
Probably. Look, people don't even want to stay on this team. How are we supposed to dive into them very much if the entire team doesn't even want to be there? But if you guys were Jay Woodcroft today, if you're watching or you're listening, would you give the net? I think I saw on Tommy Gazzola's Rink Report yesterday, which now has a sick intro that YouTube Trev made. That makes it look legit. So I think I saw yesterday, he did say Stuart Skinner was in the starters net.
Yeah, but didn't Jay Woodcroft say buy a ticket and find out? I think that was the...
That's actually
It's
really
Campbell.
good.
It's obviously Campbell.
If you're Woodcroft, who would you start?
If I was Woodcroft?
If you were Woody. Okay, you could call him Woody, right? Everybody loves to call him Woody.
If I was Woodcroft, I would go, Campbell. It's obviously Campbell. If anybody asked you who to start net today, you have to say obviously, and then pick whoever you want. But you have to say obviously.
Obviously.
It's obviously Campbell.
Curtis. Skinner gets tonight. Jack gets the home opener on Saturday. 780-218-9999. I think it's a tough call. I don't care if the guy tonight stands on his head, 50 save shutout. Likely not going to happen because there's no chance the Canucks are getting 50 shots. But they got to split the first two.
Well,
right, you got Skinner
William
coming
Jennings
in off the year that he
season.
had.
William Jennings trophy season.
William Jennings.
But you're right,
William Jennings. Do. William Jennings.
If we could get that going Saturday night.
I think you reward Jack Campbell for a really nice preseason. You give him the start on the road tonight. Stewie Skins in front of the home crowd gets rolled out.
I like that more, and I'm not saying Campbell still, but we've seen sometimes I think a nice start in Vancouver on the road instead of the Saturday night coming home. Whatever happens tonight, but the home you're a little more tight. I like Campbell on the road. Skinner on Saturday. Obviously, I agree with you on that one.
As the once great Kavis Reed once said, "What say you?" 780-218-9999. Dan says, give Campbell both. What?
Obviously.
Hey, Dan, you're nuts. I just don't see that happening. Larry's in and says, splitting the first two games depends on what happens tonight. If whoever plays tonight gets a 40-plus save shutout, you go back with that person.
That's a scenario.
I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, no, I think I still...
This is a tandem. That's what I say. It
illustrates that as well, right? Like these two games against the Canucks, home and away, you illustrate that tandem and what it's going to be like for the season.
Yeah, Woodcroft sits down to two goalies after tonight's game. Whoever starts, they sit down together and goes, listen, you were excellent tonight. We love you. But this goalie tandem is extremely important to what this team does. Nobody's sitting. You go back to the other guy on Saturday.
This is a family affair now, right? And it takes a team, right? A team defense slowing the other team down, all these things.
Jay Woodcroft.
It's a group. It's a group, baby.
Jay Woodcroft to both goalies.
You're going to live with me now. Yeah, I'm going to take care of you. Because I love you.
I love you, John.
Oh, I love you, son.
Right? I think that's what he looks at tonight.
And I think the two of them would agree.
Yeah.
I don't see too much like it's got to be me from these two guys, right? Like they're bought in.
Yeah, I mean, would every goalie like to play every single game ever? Of course they would.
Do you understand the situation?
I think they understand the situation.
They're not blind to that.
I think there's a little bit of rest along the way here between games. Like, you don't want a guy not playing for a week to start the season, in my opinion, when you're going to need to have both guys up and rolling. Gus is in and says, stew tonight, soup on Saturday. Ryan on the Nasty Chat says, Campbell is good on the road, Skinner at home. So that's a way you can look at it as well. If you want to be one of those road home split analytic nerds,
the old analytic,
then you can definitely do that. Strummy's in and says, start them both. # mega goalie, which would be an interesting strategy. And I don't think anybody has ever done that.
No, nobody has suggested the period by period deployment yet.
No. Change the game.
Well, that's
what's the next thing that changes hockey?
Exactly.
Maybe this would be it. So who starts tonight? 780-218-9999 or in the Nasty Chat as well. We've got Tales of the North. It's just around the corner. Are you starting to get nervous for Tales of the North? For some reason, I'm starting to get a little nervous for Tales of the North. I don't know. It's like the quick change that's going to get me. But
that'll be fun.
I don't know. I feel like I'm a little nervous for Tales of the North.
Well, it's game one. It's the lights are bright, and that's how it happens. And as I say, if you didn't feel any nerves, it wouldn't mean anything to you. I think it's good to kind of
That's right.
You're amped. You're ready to go, baby.
I'm more nervous for Tales of the North than I am to go on in front of like 700,000 in CFL and TSN. It just doesn't make any sense.
Well, you're concerned about that quill pen having some ink in it, eh?
That's
always what throws you. I mean, that's the what's this?
All right, Tales of the North coming up, but first, let's get to a sports update with Lieutenant Eric.
I just want to watch you get changed here. Take your time. Connor Bedard with an assist in his NHL debut. The Blackhawks win on the road 4-2 over the Penguins. Elsewhere last night, Nick Paul and Nikita Kucherov each with a pair of goals. Lightning beat the visiting Preds 5-3, while Vegas, they take the nightcap over Seattle 4-1. Oilers visit Vancouver tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 6:30 tonight, right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Oil Kings, they'll host the Saskatoon Blades in Game 3 of a 6-game homestand this evening. The club yesterday acquiring 05-born forward Rowan Woodward in exchange for a 26th fifth-round pick from Everett. Rangers punched their ticket to the ALCS, completing the 3-game sweep of Baltimore with a 7-1 win. Astros took a 2-1 series lead with a 9-1 win over the Twins. Later on today, 3 games. Braves at Phillies. That series tied at a game apiece. First pitch 3:07. Astros and Twins from 5:07. While the Arizona Diamondbacks look to advance to the NLCS. They host the Dodgers at 7:07.
The Nielson Show with Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
Dip with my pride, with my bone and get, what? I don't even want to battle, y'all, no remorse. I switch this game up on y'all, not a matter of choice. My only option for getting rid of haters, standing around watching, the emulators. Stunner, afterburner, like 2 chains. Number one, my doors go up, your eyes froze up. When them dimes step out, your mouth flows up. In a city like mine, it ain't hard to find a king, cause my name is written on everything that you've ever seen.
6:32 with the Nielson Show. Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric with you. We are just wrapping up mid-change. I'll tell you, these IFB mics are a little difficult with the...
I can't do a thing. We didn't really...
Did you say, I can't do a thing?
I can't do a thing. We didn't plan it, did we? I mean,
Well, no, I think we got through it. I think it was a seamless change. It was a seamless change to get to Tales of the North setup. Then we'll dive into the vault. If you need a conch request, 780-218-9999. And, of course, you can text us anytime in the Paris Jewelers inbox. We're ready. We're almost ready to go here. Morning, boys. So the Canucks a curveball and changed the goalies with every second line change. That comes from Guy on a forklift this morning. Conch to you for your great ideas.
Really going with the hot hand there, hey?
I think so.
The hottest of hands. It's by minute.
But if there's no whistle, you got to change on the fly. Right? McDavid gets the puck. Goalies change. Boom. Attack.
That's exciting, baby.
Canucks will never know what hit him.
Yeah,
they'll never know. They'll be so distracted by what's happening there. It'll be boom, back of the net.
Holy hell.
Nice little goal there. All right, so the Tales of the North. It's interesting because we were talking about it, and we said, should we do a Tales of the North right away? And then we thought, this is a segment that started when they were playing other Canadian teams.
Yes, it was
during the pandemic in the Canadian bubble, right, in the North Division. So we decided, they're going on the road. They don't play. When's their first home game? Like the 27th or something? Like during the week. During the week, where we could actually drop a Tales of the North on you. So we decided that we were going to do a Tales of the North today to get you ready for the game tonight against the Vancouver Canucks. Sailors in and says, this has been the greatest 2 minutes in YouTube history. The costume change was legendary. Hey, get used to it. Nielsen Show uninterrupted.
And you used to do this with a news hit smack dab in the middle of it.
Yeah.
So that was chaos.
Imagine the change you just saw, but me having to go from like a suit into this to be on CTV Morning Live, which I'm no longer allowed to be on.
Well, your boss talks your ear off throughout the entire thing. How was your night last night? What do you plan for today?
All right, you got your swords? Where am I? I think my arm.
Do I have my swords?
We're good. Maddie, how ridiculous is it? I want to just sit back in the corner being like, what a bunch of dumbasses, you know? All right.
Maybe Maddie can get some sort of costume
Actually,
moving forward. Hey, wouldn't that be something?
Let's see, that Mr. Lean. What could a Wanix costume be?
Maybe like a robe, like a big brown robe with the hood over the
He's a maester.
Mysterious.
Right, he would be the maester.
Yeah,
something like that. All right, my arm keeps getting caught on it. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's get you ready for the Oilers and the Canucks tonight with Tales of the North.
Garland, bronze-aged fat pervert, handing in a trade request this soon to puck drop in the regular season? Be damned with you!
Tonight in the North, we ride again, as what once was taken away has risen from the ashes better than ever before. The nasties of the North take pride in the reincarnation of morning laughter, echoing throughout the land. Ha-ha! Ha-ha! Ha-ha, they say. Static free, they chant as they wait to watch their heroes journey to the West Coast. Connor the Incredible, first of his name, the most dangerous warrior we have ever witnessed, has Elias the Frail and the eldest of Clan Hughes in his sights for opening night savagery. Why take one Connor into battle when you can take two? Enter Brown, he who was delivered. He takes his rightful place along his childhood friend, where they discuss days of yesteryear while playfully torturing Thatcher of the Pacific. Some may view tonight as nothing more than one battle in a much larger war. But for many of you, this day is the beginning of a championship campaign that ends with Leon the Lionheart, shirtless in the back of his chariot, saluting millions in the streets with goblets of ale, like so many of the great warriors who paved the way before. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Garland, you are not fit for the name.
I like that. Garland, you are not fit for the name?
Not fit for the name.
Not fit for the name.
Only 2 Connors tonight.
That's, yeah, exactly.
Is it 2? How many?
Yeah, there's 2.
Could be 6.
There's 2. There's Brown, he who has been delivered, taking his rightful place along his childhood friend, where they discuss days of yesteryear while playfully torturing Thatcher of the Pacific.
That's their relationship fits in good
It's a
with the
fun
Tales
little
of the North.
storyline here. Fun little storyline. Pat Maroon's bib says, please have these on their own playlist. We could have these on their own playlist, eh? That'd be an easy sort of thing to add there. Good idea. We'll tell YouTube Trev, cut it up, put it on its own playlist. Steve says, it's like it never left. Renato, boys, is this real life? Thank you. Imagine once it actually means something. Man, like Game 7, Western Conference Final.
I haven't even taken off my shirt yet.
Yeah. I got it. Yeah, this is warm. I'm not gonna lie.
I did wear the extra.
Yeah. So tell me about this new. Tell me about this new
well,
look.
It's all I mean, it's look. We have lots of costumery and.
Let me get a picture for the gram.
Okay.
Beautiful. It looks really good, buddy. I'm not gonna lie. That's a nice addition.
So before I just wore this, you know, I don't even know what any of this stuff is called, but
that looks like a robe.
Silky. It's like a silk type of. I could probably just wear this.
That would probably
else
feel
at
good
all.
on your skin. Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Next time maybe
that should just be your shirt on game day. I think that would be excellent.
It's like a long.
Yeah.
Yeah. That'll be interesting.
All right. So the Nasty Chat loved it. 780-218-9999. How about the inbox? Let's see here. Literally goosebumps. Missed this so much. That's in from Jasmine.
Good.
Jasmine, thanks. Mr. Lean should just look like Mr. Clean, but with a sword instead of a mop. That's pretty good. I like that one as well. So yeah, 780-218-9999. I feel like we're officially back now.
Hockey's back.
Right? Hockey's back. We're back over a month in at Edmonton Sports Talk. Things are kind of rolling pretty good. We got the update on the computer here now, so that I don't have like a hum when I want to play a clip.
Oh, tell
like everything's kind of really chill now.
Even the hums and the
hums are gone, the hiccups
the
are
beeps
gone,
and the bells and the.
So that's good. Lieutenant Eric's clothes reek of royalty. Interesting.
Reek, I get it.
Like
the little tie in there. Yeah. Is that right?
I'm rewatching Game of Thrones for the second time in like 2 months.
Well,
I put it on when I work, and reek is just in the middle of it right now.
Picking up on the lingo, that's what you like, hey? Kind of get that.
It's prepping
the verbiage
for Tales of the North, right? Like that's what we do here. So that's why we get into that.
Slang.
All right, let's do this. Oilers, look, if you need a conch request, 6 o'clock hour, driving into work or whatever, let us know. 780-218-9999. And, of course, in the nasty chat. Share it with your friends. They might not know, or they haven't really got into sports. Maybe they're just Oilers fans, and they're just looking for some good content on game day and the morning after game day. Well, tell them that we got you covered at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. There's been a lot of talk about the bottom 6 here for the Edmonton Oilers. And on game day against the Vancouver Canucks, we're finally going to get a look at it. And I think we're kind of projecting what it could look like. But who knows? Who knows what that trickster, Jay Woodcroft, is going to roll out for everybody tonight. But yesterday, this is what it was, according to the Tom Gazzola Rink Report, which you can find on the Edmonton Sports Talk YouTube channel. McLeod between Fogle and Holloway. Adam Ernie with Janmark and Derek Ryan. And then Broberg and Desharnais were together, but Ekholm was skating with Niemelainen. I think people were projecting Ekholm to possibly play, but maybe not log the minutes that he gets. Mind you, if something is still bothering Ekholm, I mean, it's going to be a long season.
I hate doing that. I hate rushing somebody like that with a minor injury that it all of a sudden turns into something you didn't need to turn it into, right? Don't rush it.
Roll your 4 forward lines. Roll the 12 forwards. And just roll 60. Now, they did have Broberg and Desharnais together yesterday, which, I don't know. What would you think of them starting the season? Let's say Ekholm can't go tonight. Or he can, but you don't want to force the issue.
If you were saying that's a pairing for the season, I'd wince a bit.
But again, as we're saying, but for one game,
if it's just for the time being, okay, let's see what happens here. With the expectation that Ekholm eventually comes back, you can throw me on a pairing if you like.
Ryan is in and says, the audio a month ago was bad when you guys started, but training camp is done, and Tales of the North was fire. Well, that's the thing. You got to work your way through it.
Yeah.
We've cut our Lane Petersons, right? We've surprisingly sent Lavoie down, but it's not the end of the world. And now we're trying to hit our stride.
Ben Gleason still comes by once a week and hangs out a little longer than he should.
Oil Patch Dan is in and says, thanks, guys. I wasn't sure what I was going to do without yous. And here you are, even better than before, a dream come true. Oil Patch Dan. Dan, it's a dream come true for us. iMac is in this morning and says, nipples harder than diamonds in an ice storm. Off you go.
Yeah.
That's a good one as well.
Little Ray Hudson, eh?
Yeah. I would not, look, Ekholm hasn't had any game action. He hasn't been mixed into the D pairings significantly so far, even in practice. The last thing you want is to have this guy, for some reason, play the first 2 games of the regular season when he's not ready and then have to go on the LTIR for a month. Yeah. You know, look at their schedule to start. They get 4 non-playoff teams to start. If you can't beat the Canucks and the Flyers and the Preds without Ekholm, then what are we even doing here?
Yeah, texter flies in, Paris Jewelers inbox, 780-218-9999. Last thing I want is a Josh Norris-type injury to Ekholm. I don't think anybody wants any type of injury to Ekholm, and that's obviously. But yeah, there is no rush. You can ease him in here. You said the opening part of the schedule, a little favorable to the Oilers, you could argue. And especially tonight, Wednesday night out in Vancouver, 8 o'clock. What's the point?
You should be able to beat the Vancouver Canucks without Ekholm.
You lasted now, if it was a longer thing, but you don't want to turn it into a longer thing, and that would be the exercise by resting him here.
McLeod, Fogle, Holloway, Janmark, Ryan, Ernie. We'll see what ends up happening. If they roll 7, Ernie's not going to play. You'll have Janmark and Ryan, I guess. Where do we come out on McLeod, Fogle, Holloway? I would always classify myself as a neutral guy on Fogle. There's Fogle haters. There's probably not a lot of Fogle lovers, but I'd probably be a neutral guy on Fogle.
Well, he's here.
I'm somewhat intrigued, and this might be the sickness I have inside of me. But I'm somewhat intrigued by McLeod, Holloway, and Foegele. I am.
You're allowed to be intrigued.
Right?
Sure.
Could that be a thing?
It could. It could not. But then you redo the combination and see what works. Like it's the rest, right? You say bottom six, I just say the rest. And however it works, however you combine them, whoever's clicking with whom on any given night. I mean, I'm intrigued by Foegele. I'm intrigued by Janmark. I know Tom Gazzola is a lot.
Yeah, he loves Janmark.
Loves him.
Thinks Janmark's a very important player. Now, Janmark...
No, they're all... But
Janmark's important bottom six player. Yeah. He's not an overall important player on the team, I wouldn't think, unless you view all of them as important. Well, because it's a team.
I think we'd all pick our bottom six guy. You know, I think everybody's kind of maybe got their favorite down there in the depths of the lineup. But no, I mean, intrigue is fine. I think we haven't dropped the puck on game one yet, and see what happens. Mix them up and go with the best.
Luke is in and says, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but they only have 11 forwards because Ernie isn't signed, right? If no Ekholm, they have to play 11 and 6. Yeah, unless they drop like an Ernie contract this morning and they're like, hey, Ernie signed 1 year minimum deal, which I would think it's more likely. I don't know why. I think it's more likely they're running 11 and 7 or maybe even 11 and 6 tonight without an Ernie contract just yet. Kind of like Luke's sort of suggesting. Yeah. I could see that. Now, it's a really tough look when you're starting the season a roster player short.
But why are you doing it?
But the rest of your lineup's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
And with Ekholm, I think for a game, if you were running this again, if this was your lineup going forward through the season, you'd be asking some questions. But
Sailor's asking, how much did Vincent and Broberg play together in the AHL? Maybe they have good chemistry already. I don't have an answer to that, Sailor. I wish I knew time on ice together in the American League, but I don't know, and I'm not going to fake it and pretend I know. So, yeah.
There's familiarity there, though. Safe to say?
Yeah, they would be. Well, yeah, and they were around together last year.
Time,
they didn't play much, but together, or if at all. I mean, a little bit when they were running that 11-7 and kind of rotating the bottom three guys. So, yeah. Ed the pilot texts in as we sit here in the Popeyes Louisiana Kitchen studios. Morning, boys. Had my first ever Popeyes Original Deluxe Blackened Sandwich. Delicious. LGO. Let's go. It's weird. Usually people would say LFO.
Not a swear.
Or LFG. Yeah. He said LGO. Lego.
It might be let's go.
But he's right.
Let's go.
I mean, the original Popeyes chicken sandwich is ridiculously good, but I actually think the blackened chicken sandwich at Popeyes is even better. Sorry to drop hot takes for you on a Wednesday morning. But
props to him for going so early as well and putting our sign by the drive-thru. I love the early morning dedication.
Yeah, let's do that too. Oh, yeah. Look at that image.
Yeah.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Puts a sign at the drive-thru there.
Our sign at the drive-thru for the picture. That's good. Gleason is in and says, I think Foegele is due for a breakout year. That line could be a modern version of the kid line. It would be great to see. I think we are past. Sure. Once again, I can't sit here. I'm neutral guy. I'm neutral guy on Foegele. But I think we are past the breakout year for Foegele. Like,
you said you're intrigued.
No, I'm not that intrigued.
What is your level of intrigue with one Warren Foegele?
Well, not much. I mean, like I said, I'm a neutral guy on Foegele, but what are we talking about? A Foegele breakout year? That just doesn't make a lot of sense to me.
But define intrigue, though. Like, you're intrigued at the whole year, the numbers.
I'm intrigued at the line not sucking. That's what I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by Holloway, McLeod, and Foegele actually being something that you can play on a regular basis.
Not smashing career totals or anything such as
Fogel's last. This is just who Foegele is. I mean, maybe there's a Foegele breakout, but I highly doubt it. 1920 with the Hurricanes, 13 goals, 30 points. 2021 with the Hurricanes, 53 games, 10 goals, 10 assists, 20 points. First season with the Oilers, 82 games, 12 goals, 26 points. Last year with the Oilers, 67 games, 13 goals, 28 points. I mean, technically, his top two seasons have been about 28 to 30 points in about just shy of 70 games. So what's a Foegele breakout? 15 goals? How can it be a breakout? He had 13 last year. To me, a Foegele breakout would be a 20-goal season. Fogel's not scoring 20 goals. No chance in HE double hockey sticks. So there's
cool bet.
Yeah, no. There's not time, I don't think, to get a new lineup before the before the game tonight. Justin's in Fogle contract year. Let's earn that money.
There we go. Now we're talking. Now that's an analytic I can get beside here. Contract year. Here we go. Giddy up.
JCD's in and says, Desharnais got a taste of the NHL, and now he's going to work so hard to never lose it. Exciting to see him get even better this season. Man, I love talking Fogle contract years because then you know hockey's back. Oh, it's game
back
day
for him especially.
It's game day. 780-218-9999. Now I did say I was going to get into the vault. First, I'm going to grab the vault stuff. Did you watch any of Connor Bedard last night? Did you chime into it at all?
A little bit. I saw him. Was it Colby on the couch? He's got it's Armstrong in between Sid and Connor Bedard.
I didn't
Boy,
see
was
that.
It cute. No, I kind of went through that. No, I saw Ben. He went out for the lap, right? Forgot his stick or something like that.
Yeah, he like came out, didn't have his stick.
They got the assist. I mean, yeah, away we go. Not that good in the dot.
Yeah, it was
room to improve.
We were watching it as we were having dinner when they roll in, and Sutherland rolls in the ref, and he's like,
"Yeah, that was weird."
Welcome back to another season, Sid, and welcome to the NHL, Connor. All right, boys, let's have a good one. Drops the puck. Nobody cares what the ref has to say. I'm sorry. Even when, they
should be stone faced, no emotion. Again, as you're saying, you like to be neutral. It's got to be neutral.
Yeah,
like there's no good wishes and good. Like I understand it, but I don't need it.
I'm friends with a few CFL officials, and none that would be on the mic. I think they would probably back me up on. Nobody cares what the ref has to say.
Well, it's another case of the ref making it about themselves, right?
Well, yeah,
this screams Americanism to me. The Americanism of hockey, right? Like, oh, hey. Like there was a goal. What goal was it? Kucherov in the Lightning game? Holy shnikey was the goal call.
A legit holy shnikey? Or like, is it a bit? Like when I used to do Golden Bears games or Fort Mac Oil Barons games.
I think
it was like, hey, vote for something I should say.
There was the SH word wanting to come out, and then it was a shnikey.
Really?
And, I look and has the ESPN thing, and I'm like, yeah, it's hockey down in Tampa, baby.
Well, that's something. We had some requests for number 97 in honor of Connor McDavid out of the vault. We don't have a 97, but we've got a 98 or a 99. Should we go with 99? 780-218-9999. If we go with 98, Maddie's going to be in my DMs by the end of the show. Disrespecting. So we'll bring up clip 99 from the vault and find out exactly what it is as we dive back in to the old Nielsen Show vault here on Nielsen Show 2.0. I am going to at some point take 3 weeks off, lock myself in a dungeon, and listen to all 32,000 clips and name and sort them, which should be pretty good. All right, this clip is 1 minute and 38 seconds. This is clip 99 from Retro Vault. Here we go. Let's see what we got.
Try.
Not bad.
Try. Leon scored a goal tonight. Watching him play is quite a sight. You know this song is tight. Oilers fans, come on. You loved him endlessly since he was drafted number 3. He's a center with a size that was born in Cologne. Try to stop him, you can't do much more. That ain't no lie. You just wanna see him shoot and score. It was try. Gonna make a fool out of you. Probably score a goal and assist on 2. You can't stop him, and that ain't no lie. Cause it's try. Don't even try to play him rough. Leon is a German, so you know he's tough. His hands are crazy and Aikens loves his eyes. Yeah, it's try. Gonna make a fool out of you. Probably score a goal and assist on 2. You can't stop him, and that ain't no lie. Cause it's try.
How about that on a game day? As JCD780 says, Dry over 1.5 goals tonight. Confirmed. I think I probably got to bet that when we come back around to the cool bet hotline of the day.
Why not?
Draisaitl over 1.5 goals. That'll just be a sprinkle. That's probably not going to be the one that we lock in. Probably put Draisaitl goal into an Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive, though. That's just a good sign.
It's like a daily.
That's
Edmonton
just a good sign.
Yeah.
Pretty,
game day daily.
Well, pretty much. I mean, that's probably what's going to happen. All right, so let me just make a note here. Clip 99, Draisaitl goal song.
Slowly but surely, you'll catalog them all.
We'll get to all of them. Mind you, I can never read my writing, so at the end of the show, I was like, you know what? I'll just get through it one day. I'll get through it one day. Hey, starting on Monday, we're going to have a little announcement for you on Monday. Can't say anything yet, but we'll have an announcement for you on Monday. We think a lot of you are probably going to be pretty excited about it. We hope you're excited about it. We think it's something unique that you're not really being offered up anywhere else in the city. So, yeah, I think this is going to be good. We're going to shoot some stuff today, shoot some promo videos today for it, and launch it on Monday. It's tough though. Like, this is a tease, but we can't really tease too much just yet until the announcement on Monday.
And I don't even know what he's talking about. I purposely try to keep myself out of this stuff, so it's a surprise to me as well. You don't want to fake it, right? I want to be genuinely shocked.
And I don't even know what he's talking about.
We get so many announcements. Like, there's announcements here every.
Let me say this, Eric.
Day.
You're gonna love the announcement on Monday.
I hope.
Man, I hope too. That's going to suck. We're like, Eric, we're launching this now.
Do I know what it is?
You do know what it is. Okay. I'm looking at something involved with it right now. So you know what it is. Now you know what it is. He's a sneaky guy. He is a sneaky guy.
I'm not going to tell anybody.
780-218-9999. Macramalla's coming up, which means we got to hammer out these like tube socks. Where are you at here? Let's get some Macramalla intros rolling in. He's going to join us around 7:45 today. I want to talk a little bit about like the future of sports in Vegas. You see last night the banner raising, and as per usual, as much as it infuriates me that Vegas is coming to the league and delivered a championship already, and it's an amazing place to go for a game, and it just looks like an incredible market for all sports. So it does annoy me a little bit, but they sure do it right when it comes to ceremonies. Banner raising was pretty awesome last night. They had the big slot machine, and it went and landed on the Stanley Cups. That's pretty well done.
If you want to raise a banner or celebrate a championship, I mean, maybe just like relocate your franchise to Vegas for a day.
Just for one day.
Do it and then move back or wherever you're from, that type of thing, eh?
Just to pop in, get that little bit of a buzz.
Use all the hotel, the glitz, the glamour, all of that.
I would think
the big slot machine was cool.
What is the sports city in the United States? It's probably New York, right? Go to New York, you watch a couple baseball games, you got a couple football teams there, you got the New York Knicks, Rangers.
Cosmos.
I would think, would we classify New York as the sports capital of the United States?
You can do it all.
Mr. Lean,
No.
what do you think?
No.
No.
It's LA.
What?
It's LA.
Why is it LA?
Because they also have the two colleges, USC, UCLA.
Yeah, New York is really lacking that college game, aren't they?
They don't have it at like LA. LA, you've
Rutgers.
So you got
Dodgers,
UCLA, USC, yeah.
You got Dodgers, Angels, Kings, Ducks, Lakers, that other team. Chargers. They're not worthy.
Yeah.
Chargers, Rams, USC, UCLA, LAFC, LA Galaxy.
So is there any way, I mean, we can get into this conversation a little bit more later because we got news coming up, but is there any way Vegas could become the sports capital?
Not in terms of just going to go watch sports.
Yes.
UNLV?
Because, well, but like there's only one team per in Vegas. Vegas will have a lot of other fun, but when it comes to an actual, like if you want to go watch sports and you want to get to
LA
a lot,
I don't know, man. Like,
they've got two of everything.
yeah, but you need
Literally two of everything.
You just go do one thing.
Oh, right, but
you're
if you're
going
gonna,
to
if you want
watch an NFL game, probably watch an NBA game here at some point, and an NHL game.
But in the end,
in Vegas,
you have double options for everything.
Yeah.
When it comes to sports.
What do you think?
And USC, UCLA are like, they have success in multiple sports. They're top programs. They're top programs.
Basketball. Yeah. Nah, you're probably right.
LA is the place to be if you want to go watch a lot of sports.
What say you? Hit us up, 780-218-9999, or in the nasty chat this morning. The rookie's in ESC legal analyst and guy who identifies as an Egyptian god on roofies. Eric Macramalla. So keep your Macramalla intros rolling in. We've got a few of those that have already trickled into the inbox this morning at 780-218-9999. Like we said, the next 2 hours on this show are absolutely jam-packed. We are very happy to provide you with entertainment that is static-free every morning during the Oilers season and year-round, right here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Hour number 2 looks like this. Jamie McLennan is going to be by. We'll get his thoughts on Bedard. Bedard looked good last night. Like, Bedard looked like he could end up being a point-per-game player in his rookie year.
He belongs.
Yeah, he's the best player on the Chicago Blackhawks. Not even close, and he's a rookie. I mean, he should be first overall pick. The Blackhawks come away with the win, so we'll get into that a little bit. This is going to be a ridiculous question I'm going to ask Noodles. Is there another gear for Connor McDavid? Like, that sounds unfair to ask that of McDavid, but who knows? We'll get into your cool bet hotline of the day. Probably work together here to build like an Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive for this Oilers game tonight as well. Free advice for Damien Bunton around 7:30. Eric Macramalla around 7:45. And then another jam-packed hour in the 8 o'clock hour as well. If you're watching on YouTube and you're about to go hop in your car, just go to EdmontonSportsTalk.com and click Listen Live. You won't miss any of the show. Let's get to a sports rewind here with Lieutenant Eric. And then Jamie McLennan's going to join us coming up here just after 7 o'clock.
Puck drop on the NHL regular season last night. 3 games. Vegas take the nightcap over Seattle 4-1. Nick Paul and Nikita Kucherov each with a pair. Lightning beat the visiting Preds 5-3. And Connor Bedard with an assist in his NHL debut. Blackhawks win on the road 4-2 over the Penguins. Oilers visit Vancouver tonight. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 6:30 this evening right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. The Edmonton Oil Kings, they'll host Saskatoon in Game 3 of a 6-game homestand this evening. The club yesterday acquiring 05-born forward Rowan Woodward in exchange for a 26th fifth-round pick from Everett. Rangers punching their ticket to the ALCS, completing the 3-game sweep of Baltimore with a 7-1 win. Astros took a 2-1 series lead with a 9-1 win over the Twins. 3 games on today's schedule. Braves at Phillies. That series tied at 1. First pitch 3:07. Astros Twins from 5:07. While the Arizona Diamondbacks look to advance to the NLCS. They host the Dodgers at 7:07. And some news out of the NFL this morning. The Colts have officially placed quarterback Anthony Richardson on IR. He'll be out for the next 4 games. This courtesy report, NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. Sports Rewind brought to you by Universal Rewind, industrial electric motor sales and service, servicing many industries we rely on daily, from agriculture and aggregates to food processing and industrial manufacturing. Choose expertise, experience, quality. Choose Universal Rewind.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
.03 with the Nielson Show. Thank you very much for being here. Tell your friends, all right? That's the most important thing. We love you. We love you for watching. We love you for downloading. We love you for clicking the Listen Live. But tell your friends that the show is back. And let's be honest, if it's not already better than it was before, give us 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and it'll be by far the best thing that we've ever put together. If you missed Tales of the North, we'll probably throw that up on its own YouTube playlist a little bit later on today. I could see us uploading it as its own little sort of special podcast on that Nielsen Show feed as well. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999. And we'll get to some of your Macramalla intros. Like this one from TubeSox, EST legal analyst and guy who rules his blanket fort with an iron fist. Hey, you left your thing on from Tales of the North, and it looks awesome. I love that.
The silk.
Yeah, no, it looks really good, buddy.
See?
Yeah, look at you.
Good fit.
Yeah.
Hey,
You're a pretty boy, a fancy boy over
it.
here. Yeah, that's good. How about me crushing this H2O? Look at the size of this.
You're really
thing.
doing good.
Yesterday, I almost drank this entire thing by 1 o'clock.
And now you're on.
That's 2 liters.
You're down to what? 1 point.
I've probably had about 0.3 of a liter already
not
today.
bad.
Yeah, no.
And a latte.
Yeah, and
You're getting the liquids in.
Mixing it. Yeah, trying.
Yeah.
Liquids are healthy for you. Our next guest brought to you by Pro-Am Sports, your go-to source for the new Oilers Heritage Classic gear. From jerseys and hats to everything in between, adults and kids, men, women, doesn't matter. They've got you covered. Visit them in store on St. Albert Trail, 1 block north of Yellowhead, or online at proamsports.ca. Jamie McLennan with TSN pops by the show this morning. Noodles, we haven't asked you yet, buddy. What do you think of the Flames Heritage Classic jerseys, you being a former Flame yourself?
I loved both of them. Honestly, I thought it was amazing. Like I don't know. I'm going to be there. I'm flying in for it, so I'm pretty fired up. And I'm not flying in to represent the Flames. I'm just flying in because I think it's going to be a good game. And I'm going with some buddies and a company there. So I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, you guys this. I grew up in Edmonton, but I played for Calgary. So my allegiances are always kind of split. But even though my best friend and the godfather of my son is the vice president of the Flames, and he's my roommate and everything, so I talk to him every day. So I've always kind of, and I will say, I am sitting there with a picture of the Flames.
That's
behind
true.
me.
That's true.
And they did help pay for the house I lived in, technically. But
look, I guess what you're saying is we understand if you have an allegiance to the Calgary Flames, right?
You gotta understand that my kids actually have some socks on their feet and maybe some food because of the Calgary Flames. But that being said, I'm really excited. And I love the jerseys. I love this type of stuff, the throwback. I was talking to somebody yesterday. Is the ice going to be decent? Decent?
Yeah.
Like, it's been nice in October here. Like, I know it's gotten a little bit gritty lately, but are you concerned that it's just going to be plus 25 and what the hell are they going to do with the ice type of thing?
I mean, it'll be interesting because it's been an insane October. It was like 21 degrees on Monday. It's been nuts. But at the same time, this is not me rolling out to my backyard with a hose trying to lay down some ice for the kids, right? Like, they're going to have the best ice makers in the world getting this thing put together. So, I mean, I would assume, talking with a few buddies last week, we were kind of thinking the perfect thing would be like -5 to -10. That's nothing for us out here. You'll be able to sit outside, no problem. The last game was like -25 or something ridiculous like that. It was one of the coldest days of my entire life. But I bet you it probably settles in around that by the end of the month, I think.
You know what? Was that the Heritage game? You guys had one. We had one in Calgary where we played Montreal, and I was on the coaching staff. And I remember Mika Kiprasov played 70 games that year. And he said to me the day before, as a joke, he goes, I will play every game this season if I do not have to start that game. Because he's like, and it was scheduled to be like -28. And, our trainer had bought him like one of those wetsuits that keep your body heat in.
Yeah.
And he practiced with it and he didn't like it. So that game, he just wore his game underwear.
Oh.
So it was like, and he got a shutout. I think we won 4-0. And he was unbelievable. But I remember he said to me after the game, he goes, I'm going to get sick because of this. Like, because it was so cold out. And I was here as a coach. I had a nice coat on. I was up in the boxes that were heated. So I was like, dude, you're fine. And then you walk outside and it was just an atrocity how cold it was. So you're right. So I hope this one is maybe like freezing temperature, maybe -5, because you'll see a bunch of goons with no shirts on that'll be enjoying themselves. That's going to happen, right?
Yeah, and you want to make sure that they take care of themselves, right? Because they're beyond the point. You're like, let's just see how this plays out with these guys. So I played in 3 world's longest hockey games with Saker, and that's like 11 days outdoors. So I've found ways to stay warm. We hit like -45 a couple of nights in the middle of the night playing outdoors out there. So there are ways to stay warm, but you have to take it seriously or else you're screwed. I mean, it's just how it works.
I know we got to get going with the questions, but I've got one for you. Like 11 days.
Yeah.
I know, like, I'm sure you guys, broke off onto shifts and stuff, but like, was there porta potties there? What do you had to take a moose? Like,
yeah.
Like, you're on a break where you're like, hold on a second here. I got to go,
Yeah, basically, like, you'd be rushed. You'd be rushed because in order to be an official hockey game in the Guinness World Book of Records, we could only have 20 guys on each team. So it was 3 goalies, 17 skaters, and you'd play for shifts of like 4 to 7 hours with 1 spare. So it would be 5 of you and a spare for 7 hours. So you'd have like a 3-minute break to quickly go hit the can if you had to. It was, man, it was an amazing experience. We raised millions of dollars for charity. But Yanni Nienema played in it one year with us. He was on our line and stayed in our trailer. And he's sitting next to me on like day 2. And day 2 and 3 were the worst. You're like getting into zombie mode. And after that, you kind of cruise. But he's sitting next to me and goes, Dusty, I can't do this. I can't. This is the worst decision of my life. And I'm like, dude, if I can get through this twice already, you're going to get through it. It's going to be okay. So, yeah. Just got it. So a couple hours outside to watch this game, it's going to be a breeze for everybody. So that'll be good. We'll get to the Oilers and Canucks in a second. Connor Bedard last night dropping the puck, facing off against Sidney Crosby. I thought Bedard certainly looked like he can be an impact player immediately here in the National Hockey League, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. There was a couple times where I thought he got maybe overwhelmed a little bit physically along the wall. But outside of that, once he knows, and I say this all the time, once he knows his spacing, what he can get away with, what he can't, like, I think he's going to be fine. Like, it's not going to be a problem. If anything, he's just going to excel because he's so skilled in certain things, correct?
Yeah, I think he's good. I mean, you look at how he handled himself last night creating offense. I would agree with you. There was a couple of times where, I think he was expected to be in a different place and he wasn't where he was supposed to be. And then you mentioned sometimes getting bodied a little bit, but he'll learn, he'll adjust, and that'll come with time last night. But Chicago Blackhawks end up picking up a victory there. What about Vegas and their performance? I think Noodles is relocating in his house here to a better signal.
I'm relocating. I need better internet for some reason. I don't know what the hell's going on. I've been sitting there forever, and all of a sudden I'm like freezing up, and I'm not having that. So,
well, yeah, I will say the audio sounds fine, so that's
your
that's good
background
too.
is improved as well.
No
beautiful
more
background now.
No more Flames photos.
Yeah.
So that's well done.
Exactly. There you go.
What do you think of Vegas?
That Vegas game was good.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Sometimes opening night, you get your rings, you raise the banner, all of that type of stuff. And they lose because it's every distractions. You got family and all of that stuff. They were unbelievable. They dropped the puck. They went at it. I thought Seattle had some push. I thought the goaltender played well. Like in looking at those games, like watching all three. Now we were on air for half of the Tampa game, but then I got to watch the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like I thought it was good hockey for day one, which I was pretty excited about. There was some sloppiness, so there were some goals and some missed assignments, but. I thought the Tampa Nashville game, kind of was as promised. And then, Bedard was awesome. In certain situations, you're like, this guy's going to be a special player once he just figures out the league and figures out the cadence and the timing. And then Vegas, they just continue to roll. And they've got some injuries too. And they'll be fine, though. I think that team is going to be a contender again. And you look at Edmonton, they're going to have their work cut out for them against them.
In that division, for sure. The Edmonton Oilers open up tonight on the road against the Vancouver Canucks. I said in the 6 o'clock hour I was going to ask you this question, even though it does seem completely unfair to expect this from Connor McDavid, especially after what he did last year. But is there any chance that there's still, like, even another little level higher in McDavid's game? Like, have we seen peak Connor McDavid just yet?
I would say no, but you'll have to go looking for it. And what I mean by that is there's going to be plays where all of a sudden, maybe the last couple of years, he would do a drive-by and maybe cheat on the offensive side or hoping for a hope or a wish play where if that puck pops loose, he's off to the races. I think he's going to be more committed to just that complete game. I saw it in the preseason. They scored a goal. I was trying to remember on who. But he poked the puck away in the offensive zone, and I think it was Connor Brown scored it.
That was like Brown. He poked it in front of the net right to Brown. Yeah, I remember the goal.
To me, I was like, that's just a subtle play. But maybe in years past, he might have just circled away, tried to get some speed, and just tried to cover the lane. That's where I think the another level for Connor is just the details of his game. And I'd like to see that from Leon too, where it's just both of them are like dialed in playing that complete game where it may not translate on the scoreboard. We've had this argument on our show. Is he going to get 170 points?
Yeah.
I think he's capable of doing it.
He could do that. He could do it.
He could, but does that come with cheating on that side, hoping for that puck to bounce, hoping for that instead of maybe being in the right position? He might end up having a complete unbelievable season and get 143 points and should be the Hart Trophy winner. But the people who are voting, are they voter fatigue? Or is there somebody that's, like a Pasternak that gets 60, or does Matthews get 60, or does Jack Hughes find another level? Like, instead of just having voter fatigue where he's the best player in the world, if he plays like it, he should win the Hart. But I think there is another level for Connor. I just don't know if it translates into 160 points. It might be 145, but just a complete game.
Noodles, to your specialty and going to the crease, we talk about Leon and Connor, Stewart and Campbell now. It's the soup, the stew thing. Everybody's got an opinion here, as they should. I don't think anyone's a wrong one, though. It's just kind of comes down to preference. But you're Jay Woodcroft. Who do you start tonight? Who do you start Saturday night? And how do you kind of handle this, I guess we'll call it a tandem moving forward this season?
Then treat it like a tandem. That's the way I look at it is okay, so if Skinner's your guy from last year and the incumbent and you want to give him the love, and so be it. Start him tonight. No problem. But make sure that Campbell plays next game so that you feel like, okay, this is a healthy situation. This is healthy, a competition for the net. Jay kept saying it in the preseason, net's wide open, all of that, then prove it. Give Campbell a start right after. If Skinner, by default, because of his body of work last year, and believe me, he deserves, because of his body of work last year, he deserves the benefit of the doubt. Preseason doesn't mean anything. But drop of the puck tonight, if Skinner goes, and it sounded like he was going, I think he was in the starter's net yesterday, practice. Fine, let him start. But then next game, go to Campbell, give them an opportunity, especially early on, to get into a groove, and then allow one of them to separate themselves. But I think this should be a healthy competition. And in a healthy competition, both goaltenders should deserve the right to at least play some games to create that competition. So if it's Skinner tonight, it should be Campbell Saturday. That's the way I look at it.
Jamie McLennan with us here on the Nielson Show this morning. Noodles, power play, all-time good last year. They bring back the same personnel on that top unit power play. If teams haven't figured it out just yet, like I'm not sure it'll clip along at what it did last year, but it could dip down to like 30% and still be the best in the league. Is there any way teams start devising a formula to slow that power play down?
Well, I did see it a few times in preseason, and I thought, to be honest, I don't know how you guys felt. I thought their power play looked really sloppy.
It did. Preseason. You're right.
Like, it looked like, okay. Like maybe almost like they were saving some of the plays for like regular season. They don't want to like show all the gold. But I think what you're seeing now is teams devising a plan to disrupt things. So there was one play in the preseason where McDavid's always the trailer guy, the last guy, and he gets speed and he comes, through the neutral zone. They drop the puck back to him. I can't remember who it was, but there was a team they were playing against. I think it was Calgary, where they had somebody get in between the guy who drops the puck and McDavid to just try and disrupt that a little bit. So you are seeing some teams try and devise a plan. And the plan is, okay, if they've got 2 minutes and McDavid and Draisaitl are going to be 75 seconds of it, maybe 90 seconds of it. For that 90 seconds, make it tough for them to get into the zone. Make it tough for them to set up. Because once they do set up, they're too creative. McDavid and Draisaitl have too much motion. RNH is too smart. You've got Hyman in front or Kane in front, depending on who's there, disrupting everything. And Bouchard's got a bomb from back there. So once they do get set up, I think when they start running their options, they're so lethal. But what you can do as a team is try and disrupt them getting set up. And that might kill off precious seconds and frustrate them a little bit. And when you see them get frustrated, it's like, okay, Connor wants to do it by himself. Leon wants to do it by himself because they get pissed off and they're competitive. So that's where I think teams are going to try and, get to them a little bit. But if you ask me, like, they've got to sharpen up. And I know, it's a clean slate tonight. But their power play scored goals in the preseason, but it was kind of by like default. They were kind of like, they weren't the ones that we saw last year where it was just complete motion and clean, quick puck movement. It was kind of like, okay, broken play and fire it in or rebound, jam away type of thing.
Noodles, before we let you go, obviously you keep him busy with Overdrive all the time, but how many games you got on the sked this year? How busy are you going to be?
I'm doing 45 Ottawa games, which is a good clip. But it's great. I'm excited because, Overdrive, I've got my Sports Center duties and that's hockey and all that fun stuff. And then I've got 45 games with the Senators. So, the best part about it is I get to see and be in the rinks a lot, talk to a lot of guys, get a pulse of the league, and you're seeing who's playing well. I am, it's funny, I'm doing the Western swing with Ottawa, but the Edmonton-Ottawa game is a hockey night game. So it's not our property. So I will be there, but I'm not working that night. So technically I can drink and watch the game and just enjoy myself.
That'll work out great then. Yeah, that's all right. Well, Noodles, we appreciate the time, man. Enjoy a busy night in the NHL tonight, and we'll catch up next week.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, guys.
That's Jamie McLennan from TSN. He's going to join us every single Wednesday morning right here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Robin on the Nasty Chat this morning says, Jamie is such a great interview. Love his game insight. Yeah, he's good. He's one of the best.
I just like him on video now.
Yeah, it's great on video, too. It helps, I think, the conversation when these guys can see us and we can see them. I think it just helps things a lot more.
You know,
another one of our analysts who's going to join us again tomorrow, Luke Gazdick, he was on the Sportsnet desk last night, and he was good.
Oh, looking fly,
he was looking great. That suit he had, was he wearing like the three-piecer? I think he might have had the three-piecer on. He was looking sharp.
The guy drips.
Oh, a ton of drip.
Yeah, just dripping.
A ton of drip. So how does one drip? We're going to get to the Cool Bet hotline of the day here in just a sec, but how does one, Mr. Drip in the corner?
No, not the drip. The Cool Bet hotline, we might want to push it back.
Why, what's up?
Pat from Cool Bet messaged me saying
he messaged you? He didn't even message me.
Is this a Fogel?
That's because you're busy on the air. He says we may want to push it back a little bit because player props are slowly populating this morning.
All right, fair enough.
And he's requested his odd makers get the Edmonton one up right away.
Okay.
So we may want to wait a little till the 8 hour. Just to see if there's a few more options for the play.
Does it completely screw up the show lineup? Sure it does. But we'll do it. We'll do
it
for our partners over at Cool Bet. Because we're going to build an exclusive. We're going to get to your Cool Bet hotline of the day. And Mr. Lean,
we could run into a little bit into the 9.
Oh, we could today.
Yeah, we've got some leeway.
Oh yeah, that's right. I guess. So the hangout today, let's just quickly bring people in the loop on this. The hangout today is a good one. I mean, the Oilers season opens tonight. Gene Principe, every time you guys text the group and go, Principe's in tomorrow on the hangout, I go, no, he's not. Like, what are you talking about? Principe's coming in to spend time with us? Anyway, Principe's going to be in, and Sean Bell. So Bellsy and Principe are going to be in, but they're not going to be until 9:30. So I guess we could, if we had to, we'd take an extra 5-10 minutes out of the hangout today to get to
Orange and Blue Breakfast, half-hour Orange and Blue Breakfast.
Yeah, so the third hour of the show is ridiculously jammed here. Kind of easy trivia, 3 questions too many. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power, Greg Wyshynski, Orange and Blue Breakfast, the wrap, and now we're adding in the Cool Bet hotline of the day and the back and forth of building an exclusive.
That's 1 hour.
All in 1 hour. This is why the Nielsen Show is now uninterrupted.
And look, this hour too. I mean, we got stuff to really.
Well, we still got lots. We got lots to get to. We got free advice coming up. Macramalla is going to join us, and we still got more to get to actually in this segment. Let's get to a couple of Macramalla intros though. If you want to get in the mix for text of the day, A&W gift certificate, $20 to A&W. Go get yourself a little breakfast or get in on those new chicken crunchers that they've got. 780-218-9999 in the Paris Jewelers inbox. EST legal analyst and guy who claims to have the safest, cleanest orgies in Southern Ontario, even though the cleaning staff vigorously disagrees.
It's nice to see the orgy theme continue.
Yeah.
I really like this.
I was waiting for an orgy Macramalla intro to roll in at some point, and sure enough, it did. EST legal analyst and guy who doesn't have the rights to Creed's music, but he has the rights to Mark Tremonti's heart. EST legal analyst and guy who won the Order of Canada for his series of children's books that explain how being a Leafs fan is worse than doing drugs. Eric Macramalla.
The hockey sweater or something like that.
That's pretty good. I like that one as well. 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, or in the nasty chat today with your Macramalla intros.
William Mike Spears checked into the Paris Jewelers inbox, and I think you know with
There's
what.
not a game day poem in there, is there?
We're going to have to, maybe we'll go to 9:45, given the amount of words that William Mike Spears penned down today.
Oh, boy. Look
at that thing.
Yeah,
Look at that
I'm
thing.
going to grab it. I'll have to sort this out because it never comes in broken into paragraphs, and it drives me nuts. But
the last one that came in that was broken up, you had trouble with that as well.
Well, yeah, but this one, I guess, did roll in one.
William Mike Spears' grammar is usually pretty... Like
it was just a matter of me kind of
kinda
hopping through and finding out where the breaks are in this poem.
And the rhymes. I mean, the rhymes.
We'll find it. We'll get it. Orange and Blue Breakfast coming up this morning as well. Hey, how about the Texas Rangers? I know it's a hockey show. We'll get to more hockey, obviously, along the way. But how about the bloody Texas Rangers now? They are 5-0 in the postseason. And did you see what they had going last night at the home game? The Creed sing-along camera.
What?
Yeah, they had.
Okay,
they had the song.
Back it up a bit. Where's why Creed? What's going on
enough. Here? You know. But they had the Creed cam going, which is probably now my second favorite cam at games. I'm still a huge Simba cam guy.
Well,
I love Simba cam, man. Holding your kids up in front of you while they play the song from Lion King, to me, is just, it'll always be hilarious.
To hell with the team using Creed to propel themselves to an ALCS and all that. You could just have a Creed cam at any sporting event, any game. Hell, any event.
Is that where we're headed?
Well, I think, why not? Everybody knows it, right? It's one of those that you put it on in a carrier, go, oh, yeah, it's Creed. It gets people moving. I think any event, sports or non-sports, you put that on the thing, have the words, the close. I know it's hard, the closed caption, but you know what I'm saying. Have the words, the karaoke, and everybody's a good time.
It was pretty awesome seeing it. And, people were getting pretty into it.
Like, if you put that up at an Oilers game Saturday night, 8 o'clock,
people would sing. I mean, in this, like,
get on it. It's Creed. Matchbox 20. You could have a Matchbox 20 cam or something like that. Yeah.
It's weird because, Matty, are you gonna try to throw it up? You could throw it up on here, couldn't you? Although we wouldn't be able to hear it, we'd just be able to watch it. It wouldn't make a lot of sense. It's okay if we can't get it. We're working on
we could
the
sing
adding
to
of the video.
We could try to match it up.
But yeah, we could try to sync it. I don't know. Does this make me a bad person? Like, part of me thinks, like, I love seeing Creed get this buzz.
Uh-oh.
But at the same time,
too big now?
We're the Creed. Like, Creed's our little bit. And then everybody goes, oh, look what the Rangers are doing with Creed. This is hilarious. I say, yeah, but we've been playing their same music on the show for 14 years, you know?
But Creed, too, like Mark Tremonti that was mentioned in text, they've been grinding. They've been on an Edge Fest compilation CD. Like, they've been around. They were around long time prior to us. We got the video?
I don't know. We'll see. Let's see. Matty's working his magic.
Is that live? Or
No one could hear the audio except us.
Oh, really?
What's that?
No, the audio's not going through.
Oh,
no.
It's only
Just for us.
Oh, it's just a video.
Yeah.
I can hear the audio.
Yeah, but it's not going through the system to
okay.
YouTube.
Anyway, that's the Creed cam.
Yeah,
They got the words up there, and everybody's losing their mind. I'm very jealous I'm not there.
we have the opportunity of the cruise, right? I mean,
yeah,
there
good
are,
for them.
There are chances to
Good
get on
for them.
that 2-week cruise.
Yeah,
if you so want.
Might have to find a way to do that, actually.
To do what?
Can you hear it now? Yeah, the audio sucks anyway.
To go on the cruise,
So,
the
yeah.
Creed cruise.
Oh.
Don't worry.
Right?
What? Matty's just messing around back there.
Just play.
I don't know.
I want that in one ear throughout the entire show here.
There we go. Anyway, that's Creed Tuesday. Fergie's prostate. Anytime Creed is on, I'm turning that crap off. Total garbage.
He loves the bit.
Yeah,
No, he likes
Fergie.
getting that in
Fergie
it.
likes
He likes
it
getting
though.
that in it,
We know you, Fergie.
Oh, and somebody said,
Fergie.
Lance saying Ian must be new.
Ian.
Take that, Ian.
Hey, Ian Ferguson. You're gonna have to change your handle, man. You can't just be rolling around in here as Ian Ferguson when everybody knows you're Fergie's prostate,
Come on,
man.
you know.
Like,
Here, Montenegro says, "Is this where Creed Tuesday dies?"
No, it doesn't die. I'm gonna write the best damn Creed Tuesday parody you've ever seen in your entire life.
You've gotten them now to a point where you've got to let the pet go, right?
No.
The alligators agree. You let it go. You say.
Is that what we do here? Is that
Texas,
what we do
love 'em.
here?
Texas, love them. Here you go, Lone Star State.
I don't see how that. I don't see how that works. Anyway, the Rangers are going to win the entire thing. I mean, they're winning the entire thing.
Unless the Astros cheat.
I guess the Astros could, but the Rangers, it's fate now. You've got rock and roll god Scott Stapp on your side.
So what happens next?
They're playing.
First pitch, World Series. They all throw out a first pitch.
If the Rangers are in the World Series, a Scott Stapp pitch,
the whole band
for sure has to happen. And then they'll be playing. They'll set up somewhere and they'll play. I mean, that's gonna be a thing. If you're the Texas Rangers, you got to be able to pull the Creed out here, right? Like, if you can't deliver Creed, how in the hell are you supposed to deliver a World Series champion?
And if you're an AM nasty, you got to be on the Rangers bandwagon. I mean, it's
I'm
simple as
cheering
that.
for the Rangers to win the
all
World
Rangers
Series
now,
yeah.
baby.
No, it really is. I think that's going to work out extremely well. All right, we do have an update coming up. That one will be for Park Mazda. Have the hilarious spot ready to go there, Maddie. We'll get into that. And then free advice for Damon Bunting. What do you need help with? Fantasy football or life advice? Maybe you're buying or selling a home. We'll leave that up to Damon. DamonBunting.com is where you can find his website. But we're going to get to that coming up. What do you need help with? 780-218-9999. 780-218-9999. Or in the nasty chat, if you need any sort of advice, we've got you covered. We will go there coming up here right away, right after 7:30, and then straight into Macramalla, and then a jam-packed third hour in the show because let's drop the puck. It's game day. We want passes. Shots, power plays.
War.
What'd you say?
War.
I
want as many analytical terms as you can get into. War charts and
an analytical parody of Marlins
because that's great.
That's gross.
Fergie can't
that's
stand
gross.
it, and you wouldn't be able to.
I don't think we could do that.
All
right, let's get to a sports update for Park Mazda with Lieutenant Eric.
Yeah. Hockey returned last night. Connor Bedard with an assist in his NHL debut. Blackhawks win on the road 4-2 for Pittsburgh. Lightning beat the visiting Preds 5-3 in Vegas. Take the nightcap over Seattle 4-1. Oilers visit Vancouver tonight in one of 6 games around the NHL. You can join Tom Gazzola for the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 6:30 tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Edmonton Oil Kings, they'll host Saskatoon in Game 3 of a 6-game homestand this evening. The club yesterday acquiring 05-born forward Rowan Woodward in exchange for a 26th fifth-round pick from the Everett Silvertips. Texas Rangers, propelled by Creed, punching their ticket to the ALCS. They complete the 3-game sweep of Baltimore 7-1 your final. Astros, they take a 2-1 series lead with a 9-1 win over the Twins. 3 games today. Braves at Phillies. That series tied at 1. First pitch 3:07. Astros Twins from 5:07. While the Arizona Diamondbacks, they'll look to advance to the NLCS when they host the Dodgers. First pitch 7:07. NFL news this morning from NFL Network's Ian Rappaport. The Colts officially placing quarterback Anthony Richardson on the IR. He will be out at least the next 4 games. Sports update brought to you by the staff at Park Mazda and Mitch Lewicki. Mitch Lewicki, should have taken him out back and shot him a long time ago. These liners,
man. That is a tough one.
Oh my God.
Why am I looking at that?
Wait, why are you slowing down? Frank? No way. Frank?
Hey, honey. Hey.
What on earth are you doing?
We're streaking. We're going up through the quad to the gymnasium.
Who's streaking?
There's more coming.
Frank, get in the car.
Everybody's doing.
Now.
Okay.
Lease the all-new 2024 Mazda CX-90 inline-6 turbo or plug-in hybrid to have room for absolutely everybody with its third-row seating.
Park Mazda, your dealer for life in Sherwood Park off Y Road, parkmazda.ca.
The Nielson Show with Dustin Nielson and Lieutenant Eric on EdmontonSportsTalk.com.
.33 on the Nielson Show. Trevor Zegras, Quinn Hughes, and Austin Matthews. Cracking packs, trying to complete the set. We got to be cruising along pretty good. It's almost trade territory here for Lieutenant Eric.
The DMs are open. They were closed, apparently. I had to go into my settings yesterday and toggle an option.
Your DMs were closed?
Oh, I guess so. This new X.com,
Oh, my goodness.
Now. They closed my DMs. I have since opened them, though. You don't need to be blue checked, black checked, whatever it is.
Yeah.
You don't have to be following me or whatever. You can slide right in. If you want to trade, let's talk trade.
Do you guys see Will Ferrell DJing at USC? Yeah, it was like he had the tables going and everything. Oh yeah, he just lives the best life. He really does.
Was he like good? Like, is that something he practices?
I don't know. I just saw the video. I didn't really like try to break down the music.
Look, I'm DJing. You know, you can kind of.
Yeah. Well, basically, you have to go like this, and then you go like this,
a little bit
and
of
then
this,
you go over to that
of
slider thing. You go.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And then you just come back.
Stand back for a bit.
To me, the DJ game is probably on one side of it, it's probably got extremely creative now with technology. It also probably gotten a lot easier than it used to be in the past, like when you're flipping records and trying to change things back and forth.
A lot of sheltered minutes these days. In
a lot of sheltered midgets in in the DJ game. That's good. 780-218-9999. What do you need help with? It's time to get into some free advice today. Fantasy football, life advice, whatever it is, especially if you're buying or selling. Damon Bunting is your guy. I would like to dabble in real estate one day. I don't know how it's ever going to be financially possible, but imagine if you're like, oh, yes, I've got a condo here that I rent out, and I've got this one over here that I rent out. Damon Bunting could help you with that. Go to DamonBunting.com. Find him on Instagram at Damon Bunting Real Estate. He's local. He cares about the community. And damn it, he's just a good guy.
Good-looking guy, too. Nice website as well.
Yeah, Bunting's a pretty good-looking dude.
I cruised. You know, I mean, it's the full package. And the website, again, DamonBunting.com. Nice website. I was cruising around there the other day, kind of clicking on tabs and going through. And
I would describe Bunting as, like, very well-maintained.
He's user-friendly.
Yeah. Like, he dresses cool.
Yeah. But not
good-looking dude.
Not too again, it's not like, oh, look at this guy. He's like, it's cool. It's a little bit of casual, a little bit of cool.
I trust him buying or selling a house for me. That's for sure. Scott, the Chiefs fan, is in and says, Watson or Stafford? Thanks. I can't sit here and in any way give advice to you to start Deshaun Watson in your fantasy league. He's already basically cost me one of my leagues in which I'll be starting Gardner Minshew this week. And I'm actually going up against Matty Owanek this week. I'm going to get absolutely torched.
Minshew mania.
It's going to be brutal. So, yes, I would start Matthew Stafford this week instead of Deshaun Watson. 780-218-9999, or if you're in the nasty chat today as well, we're dishing out free advice. Let's get to a couple that came in a little bit earlier in the day. This is a good one. I've been offered loge seats tonight through work, but it's only one ticket, and it's my wife's birthday. Do I go? Through work, one ticket, wife's birthday. What do you do here?
So it's free.
It's free.
One ticket.
But it's only one ticket, and it's her birthday.
And this is for the Saturday home game, I'm assuming, or is this
This would be for, I would guess, the Saturday home game.
Okay, well, what's puck drop in that? 8?
What did he say?
You're looking at, like, his pregame
Yeah, he
ceremony.
said tonight, but it's Saturday's home game.
We'll assume it's Saturday.
Yeah.
Or tonight. I guess either or.
I mean, I guess they could be living in Vancouver. I mean, we don't know.
Well, if you're living in Vancouver, today's a work, like it's Wednesday, it's hump day, it's a work day. People have to, but Saturday, you could really get a lot done in a Saturday. I mean, you could celebrate a birthday from the hours of, say you wake up to 3 p.m. Like you could have an entire birthday day, and then go on and enjoy your single loge seat free of charge, courtesy of your work. You could make it work in a Saturday. It's tough.
Could you?
More so than a Wednesday, I would think.
Is there any way here?
You want the whole one long jacket, and you stand on my shoulders and get it. I thought that'd be you might as well give it a shot.
If your wife, and by the way, speaking of wives, shout out to my wife, because she wanted to get back into the teacher game, and she's on the sub list now, and she's only going to sub at the kids' school, and she got her first sub call yesterday. She's going to be teaching grade 5 for the next 3 days. So super awesome, super proud of her. She's back teaching again.
What did he say earlier?
My wife.
Class is in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Class is in. So that'd be cool. Her and the kids will go to the same school today. So
it's like Boston Public.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. I still haven't watched Boston Public. But, no, I was thinking, could this guy not give the ticket to his wife for her birthday?
Yeah, maybe.
If she gets along with his people at work, like maybe he's been working at this place for 15 years, and she knows a bunch of the people that he works with, men or women, whatever, knows some of the significant others. Maybe you sacrifice the hockey game with your coworkers to send your wife to the game because you know that she's going to love the experience.
Will she, though? There was no prior information on that, whether she's even a sports fan to begin with. Otherwise, like,
if we make assumptions one way,
if that's the case, yeah, I mean, that's the gift, right? You've been gifted a gift from your work to give to her for her birthday. But if you really want to go to it and you need to go to it, you could really give her a whole day, a whole morning, a whole afternoon.
So you're saying treat her great all day, and then at the end of the day, be peace out, I'm out of here? I don't think that flies on a birthday.
I don't think you go peace out. But you lay this out there and say
peace out. I never say peace out about anything. I
don't know why leaving your wife, they'll check you later.
Peace out.
But you explain. You say, hey, we got the whole day. You from this hour to that hour, and then at the end you kind of get your little reward from a good day of celebrating a birthday.
Krager is in and says, don't do it. It's a trap. She's giving you the chance to make the correct decision. there's a lot of games left, right? So you're not going to be at the home opener.
Loge seating.
But is it loge
Free.
seating? I've never even sat in loge seating. I always thought it was logie seating.
I'm too intimidated.
Yeah, you probably got to act differently in loge seating. Yeah,
I would assume.
I don't know if I really want to watch a game there. This one says, don't go, bank it for a good gesture so we can go another time. That one in from Neil. This one is in. It says, you absolutely cannot go to that game. Don't do it, man.
I think you can. Shoot your shot. It's not a matinee. You go to a matinee too, then you go have a few drinks. You're in bed by 6 or whatever. The whole day is ruined. You can really get a full day out of this and enjoy your little dessert.
Nielson, is your wife a sub for Parkland? If not, she should be. We can use her. Hashtag free marketing. Parkland School District needs subs. If you're a teacher, go work there. But no, my wife's not subbing in Parkland. She's basically only subbing at the kids' school because it's not like I can take the kids to school because we're here. So she'll just take the kids to the school and sub at their school when required. Lots of fantasy. Here we go. Let's see this one. Vancouver Dave. Oh, Vancouver Dave. For pregame meal before heading to the game tonight, do I go to the Oilers bar or the Costco across the street? What type of question is this? Why would you go to Costco across the street for dinner when you can go to a bar that is full of Oilers fans prior to the game against Vancouver?
Price point. That would be the argument. That would be the counterpoint.
But then why would our advice matter? I mean, if you can afford it, go to the bar. If you can't afford it, go to Costco and just crush samples.
You have X amount of playing money tonight. Maybe you keep most of it, parlay it to the stadium or the arena, I guess.
That's fair. How about this? How about this plot twist? Go to Costco, pocket the samples, go over to the bar, eat the samples from your pocket at the bar. You're welcome.
Go to Costco, eat as many hot dogs as you can, then go to the Oilers bar and drink your face off. You'll be game ready.
Go to the game. Signed, happily divorced guy. Like, that's the level of that. People are like, done. And this guy says, don't do it. I had to spend my birthday alone because my wife was working, and it sucked.
Yeah, but you won't be...
Take her out for dinner, give her the keys to drive home, then go to the game and Uber home.
Lots of ways to do this thing. But you're not gonna. She's not spending the birthday all day alone because you're going to a game at 8:00 Saturday night.
Tube Socks is on the nasty chat and says, my mom is a Canucks season ticket holder. She goes to that Costco before games. Why are people going to a Costco before games in Vancouver? It blows my mind.
I'm rubbing my thumb
but you're gonna
with
go
the index and middle finger together.
But you're going to go sit down at Costco and have a meal?
You've seen concession prices.
This doesn't make any sense to me. Well, I know that.
I'm just.
But there's
that
no
might
other
be the
place? Like,
the Costco's cheap food.
This is Vancouver. Supposed to be one of the best cities in the world.
Right across from the arena. I never knew that. I never knew that this was like a thing. Here, he should sell the ticket, buy 2 cheaper ones, and take his wife.
That might be the best. But can you sell a work ticket? Ticket given to you by work?
Well, hey, I think if you'd explain work and they questioned you, I think they'd be okay with that.
When it all comes down to it, this dude might just have to quit. He might just have to quit his job.
No more free Loge tickets for you.
Do you want to work for somebody that's put you in this type of position?
It's a test.
No chance.
A work test.
Hey, guys, who do you flex in half PPR? Jaleel McLaughlin or Rasheed Rice? Auction Mike, I would probably go McLaughlin in that situation. Dex says, what the hell do I do with Zach Moss? I'd still hang on to Zach Moss. I think there might still be a little bit of value kicking around there. Hey, guys, I picked up Jeff Wilson last night, and maybe more than I should have laid, but then I immediately put him into my IR spot to grab Ingram for free. If I need to drop one to get Wilson off IR this week, who is the most droppable? Cam Akers, P. Ryan, or Ingram? Thanks, boys. P. Ryan's going to be involved in that passing game in Denver, so probably not him. I'd probably go Ingram. Ingram would probably be the guy that I would drop there. Do Fish P on YouTube says FFS, which means for fun's sakes, it's a birthday, an annual event. Go to the damn game. If your wife doesn't understand, you married the wrong person.
Aha.
I think this comes down to how much of a fan they are of the team, where the wife would know, like, oh, this means a lot to him.
But is she holding on to the receipt? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah.
I think my wife would love to see me. I think a good birthday gift for my wife would to see me be happy. Wouldn't that be Isn't that the best gift of all?
Nice.
To see your significant other enjoying something, right?
You know what I want for my birthday?
Happiness is better shared.
I want to see you happy while I sit here at home miserable. Miserable.
You don't have to be sitting home miserable.
Yeah. Let's get to one more. This is a good one. Kind of rolls into the inbox here today. We've been in a fantasy hockey keeper league for 6 years. The commission is brutal. Half the league is tired of his act. Do we leave or should we try to force him out? So you're not happy with the commish. You've been in the league for a half dozen years. Is Macramalla, is he ready to go, Maddie, or is he checked in yet? Because Macramalla is a commish himself. Let me you send him the link.
The commish.
Let me fire Macramalla a quick text because I'd like to get him on to. This will be a nice little transition actually here. What would you do? Would you try to oust this commish or would you just quit the league?
I don't really want to say anything right now because I do feel like we're still under some sort of legal phase. I don't want to.
It's just because of our commitment.
I would like to recuse myself from the conversation.
Plead the fifth.
I plead the 5.
I don't even know what the plead the fifth means.
I just like saying recuse.
Yeah, I feel like you can murder somebody,
myself.
get put on the stand, and then just say, I plead the fifth. Yeah. And like, oh, you can go free.
You just have to say it a lot of times in a row. That's the only.
Macramalla says he's been trying to join. You might have to send him a new link, Maddie.
Get him on the nasty chat.
He says he's been trying to join.
You can ask him questions through there.
We'll get him on. We'll get him on maybe on a new link. We'll see. I think I'd probably just quit the league. Like you said, half the league doesn't like the guy, which means half the league actually does like the guy. And you really want to ruin the fun for everybody else, unless you think you can have some sort of vote, oust him as commish, and then make the league better so those others will actually enjoy it as well.
You're talking veto powers and all that.
Yeah.
This is.
I mean, maybe that's where you end up going. J Bones in says Thomas, London, or Flowers. I'm still a Drake London stan, so I guess I'd probably say Drake London in that situation. Cesar, what's your situation here with the commission? Why do you have to plead the fifth? Now, remember, anything you say here is not admissible in the court of commission law.
No, it was a very rocky ending to the season, and we still haven't kind of handed out, like we still haven't kind of finished. I guess.
What do you mean you haven't finished? What are you talking about?
Well, it's done. We know who the winner is, but until we get to like our AGM in the wintertime and things are handed over, I don't feel like it's truly off season. So
really,
we like to shut down the offices. Everybody goes home, enjoys their Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But
I guess
we keep it quiet until next season kind of starts. I don't want to.
So at the annual general meeting next year, you've got some bones to pick with the commission.
That's when you put everything on the table. That's when you propose
AGM.
your rule changes and et cetera, et cetera. But
okay,
until then,
all right. Okay, let's get to some Macramalla intros. And he's going to join us, obviously brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, where if you go online and claim to be Eric Macramalla in the chat with their staff there, they will immediately send a virus to your computer. Eric Macramalla, Eric Macramalla and Park Mazda, your dealer for life. EST legal analyst and guy who claims to have the safest, cleanest orgies in Southern Ontario, even though the cleaning staff vigorously disagrees. EST legal analyst and guy who is not invited back to reading week because he told the class that the hockey sweater is about a guy with excessive perspiration.
More hockey sweater texts
as well. EST legal analyst and guy who won the Order of Canada for his series of children's books that explain how being a Leafs fan is worse than doing drugs. Eric Macramalla. And ESC legal analyst and guy who denies playing with it when he shakes it 3 times in the men's room. He joins us this morning. Macramalla, good morning, buddy. How you doing?
My man, last night, this is a true story. How are my levels, by the way? Are my levels okay?
I think they sound good. I think you sound terrific. And you look gorgeous.
Thank you. I'm wearing my Yankees long sleeve shirt that I got the kids in rookie baseball.
Ooh.
Because what happens is, as a league, we give them like a T-shirt or maybe a dry fit. But because I have no impulse control and I have so much money, I outfit the kids from top to bottom. I mean, I think they had Yankee socks and Yankee thongs. The only team with Yankee thongs. And we won the championship. Why? Because we were the best dressed team. That and because the opposing team thought I was Dominican and they just gave up before we even started playing.
Shave that beard now. Shave that beard.
They thought you were going to play and pretend you were 11 years old. That's what they thought.
No, the trick I use is I have really short pants. So they think, oh, my God, he's just really big. Like, remember that kid that pitched in the Little League World Series years ago that had like a mustache? And
Yeah.
He actually plays for me. So when he's done his quote smoke break, he'll come in and mow down the kids, which is weird because it is coach pitch. I actually had a dream last night. This is so true. I had a dream because I feel like this video component of these hits is a bit of a game changer.
Yeah, it is.
I feel like it can ruin my career. Number one.
Probably.
And I dream about it. And I actually last night, right, because of all the segments I do, this is where I feel like myself, right?
Yeah.
For worse or for worse, this is where I feel comfortable. And I had a dream last night that I went too far in one of our segments. I said stuff that was simply just inappropriate and somewhat lascivious. So you have to make sure that I don't say anything bad or wrong, okay?
Can't you? We were just talking about this. Can't you just plead the fifth? Isn't that how it works? Like, what exactly is pleading the fifth? Seems like a real easy way to get out of everything. Like,
no, the way to get out of anything is just to say that you're going to rehab, right? That's usually what you do. I need to reconfigure my life. I need to make some new choices. Those were some good intros. It's really great to see the listeners are still doing fantastic, tremendous intros. Your show is, I actually listen, and it's nice to be able to see you guys because you're both different kinds of rugged handsome, but you're still both very handsome, right?
Thanks,
nice.
man. I would think, I mean, if we're ranking handsomeness around the building, I think we're all tied for first. I think it's going really well. Really well. Eric Macramalla with us on the show this morning. Another National Hockey League season is officially underway. Being the business guy who sips his coffee while he joins us in the morning.
Well, wait a minute, but we have to do that commissioner thing too. Just
well, let's do the commissioner thing.
That's more important.
Yeah, because you're a commissioner in a number of different sports, right?
I am a control freak. This is correct.
Okay, so I mean that message might not have been about you, but people might be feeling about you in that same way. If you're in a league and the commish has been brutal for half a decade at least, do you try to replace him? Do you have a talk with the group? Do you just leave the league? How should this guy who's looking for advice, or how do they handle this?
So has it been like 6 years for this guy?
He said 6 years. Well, I think no. He said, where is it here? What was it? 12 years? No, keeper league for 6 years, but half the league is tired of the act.
Yeah, look, so I do commish 3 leagues. They've been going on now for about 15 years on average, each of them. There has never been a complaint. I created the rules myself. It's hockey and it's baseball. It's football and it's baseball. I stopped doing hockey in grade 8 when I shaved my mustache. So I haven't had a single complaint because the way that the rules are crafted ensures competitive balance and no silliness. It's buttoned up. And if you have someone who's complaining, and other fantasy owners are complaining about how the draft or how the pool is, how the league is run, then you need to make a change because it's supposed to be fun. Any fantasy league, its mandate's clear: make you a better fan. Whatever fan you are, you should be a better fan by the end of the season. You should be more engaged, more interested, and not fighting about stupid trades that are allowed and circumventions of the rules and things not being totally buttoned up. It's supposed to be fun. So if it's not fun, get out.
Yeah, if your fantasy league adds stress to the point that you don't enjoy the sport anymore, then you should probably
it's no longer a fantasy, eh? Is that
what exactly?
Well, you know what I mean. So this is why I'm the convener of U11 Hockey House League when my kid doesn't even play U11 House League. It's quality control. It's to avoid the crazy people coming in and whose son can't skate forward or backwards and have him on A team, right? Because that's where the dad wants him to play. It's all about quality control. And I don't care. Look, if you're a commissioner and you think, I can kind of reason this decision out, but deep down it's wrong. It is wrong. It's not going to go over a while. So just stop being that commissioner. Stop being a low energy loser like Jeb Bush. Get it right, loser. You know what? That commish is a loser.
Oh, geez.
That's right. He's a loser. This is for fun, you moron. Can I say moron? Yeah, of course, because we're on the internet.
Johnny Alberta on the YouTube chat, the Nasty Chat, says, no one is teaching fantasy pool law at law schools, and they're letting society down. Right? Don't you teach? Could you not add a class? Like, don't you get to dictate your... What do you call it? The curriculum? Don't you get to do that?
Yeah. No, I mean, I teach sports law at the faculty law, and we've done a class on who owns the data, right? Because that's what the nerds like.
Yeah.
Right? But I think if you want to teach a class on fantasy leagues, it's really more a class focused on decorum, making good decisions, and not being a freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Like, because if you're an idiot, people are going to go. Is this, hey, Kamish, you idiot, the one who's an idiot. Did you put this pool together because you want a pool to be in and no one's inviting you to their pools? That's probably what it is.
Eric Macramalla with us on the show. Vegas raised a banner last night in the National Hockey League. We had this discussion a little bit earlier on today, like the sports capital of the United States. Matty Wanek correctly pointed out, I think, that, it is Los Angeles. They got multiple teams in multiple sports. They've got some great college programs there as well. But do you think Vegas could eventually, I don't know, not steal that title away, but how big does Vegas end up being in the overall picture of sports in North America, do you think? Because they're almost still just scratching the surface here.
It's interesting you say that they're the sports capital, being Los Angeles, because really you go to a Chargers game, it's half empty. You got a pretty transient population there, not sort of sports crazy. For me, sports capital of the U.S. might be Chicago. They love their Hawks. They love their Bears. They love their Bulls. They kind of came to mind. Boston, but they're really rude. Like Florida and Los Angeles, I don't see them as being sports capitals. Can Las Vegas take over? Pretty significant transient population there as well. They love their hockey because that team is indigenous there. It wasn't a team that was relocated. So they love that team more than they love the Raiders. The Raiders is more
that's a good point.
An event type of team, right? People will go down and watch an NFL game. So I don't know if Vegas could overcome it, but it's what a shift it's been for Vegas now to have what will be 3 of the 4 teams, and maybe at some point they'll get an NBA team as well. It's a nice story. It's nice.
Where do you come out? Because you've mentioned a number of times on our show over the years that you're super rich. So where do you
a lot of money?
Yeah. Where do you come out on lending us $450,000 for 4 hours of advertising time on the Sphere in Vegas?
I love that Sphere.
Yeah.
I want to be inside the Sphere. I'll give you the money. Is that a lot of money? 450,000?
Not for you. It's like 6 hours of work, right? Billable hours, right?
Did you guys know that when you go to the grocery store, the prices are actually on the product? Or did you know this? I had no clue. And people will look at the price tag, right? To assess whether, I think one person told me whether it's a good deal or not. So I hugged them. I know what to do. So I hugged the person. I didn't understand. Yeah, it's really interesting. They put the prices of stuff on the products.
What intrigues you in the National Hockey League to start the season? Like, is there anything
I thought last night was fun.
Yeah?
Well, as a Habs fan who's constantly in a state of perpetual disgust, because basically my team made the worst trade in history, Montembeault for Connor Bedard. That's really what the trade was last year. He played so well. He's going to regret. He's not even starting the opener tonight against the Leafs. He's not even starting the opener. So that was a terrible trade. So Connor Bedard last night takes the opening faceoff. Hawks get it. He played the most minutes of any forward on the team. Hawks get it. And he played the most minutes other than Seth Jones on the team. And you know what? He looked like he belonged already.
Yeah, he did.
This is in stark contrast to Slavkovsky, who kept getting his head taken off because he was confused by the size of the hockey rink, right? Because he used to play on these bigger rinks. So I really like that story. And then, we'll see what happens with the Leafs. They're cute. They're not hateable anymore. It's just you kind of pity them a little bit. And then you have my Habs. My Habs might be a bit better, but they might have a worse record because that division is a really tough division. But I don't understand. I mean, the Canadians needed what? Goal scoring. And so the last draft, they drafted 3 defensemen and 3 goalies. I don't understand. I just need someone to tell me that this is going to work out because honestly, my kids are young and I don't want them to be in their 20s by the time this team wins.
Macramalla, as always, buddy, we appreciate you popping by, dude.
Is this all been a dream? Am I still in the dream that I dreamt last night?
I woke up from a dream. I woke up from a dream last night and I was like, oh my God, that was wild. And then I fell back to sleep and today I can't remember the dream. It just drives me nuts.
Well, maybe your wife will tell you that she's pregnant.
That'd be a nightmare, buddy. That's not a dream. That's a nightmare.
That's what your kids
Yeah.
want to hear, including Marshall, who's been on your radio show and quote sucked.
Yeah.
All right,
exactly.
guys.
See you later, buddy. There you go. That's Eric Macramalla. Brought to you by Park Mazda. God, that's a fun set. I love seeing Macramalla. He still doesn't look like a real lawyer to me.
Well, he looks like that guy from the Billboards that were posted up around the city all summer long. Did you see those?
No.
It was him. Like they used him, like a body double of Macramalla. And people are like, hey, have you seen
What was the
Macramalla?
business?
Can't recall. Some sort of insurance, something really boring.
Yeah.
But it looked exactly like him.
I think Macramalla's got the profile and like the face to be a suit model.
Oh, he could do anything.
Yeah.
Watch model.
Lots of different things.
One of those cologne guys,
One of those fancy cologne guys like Tommy Gazzola.
Yeah, he could.
Late by Tommy Gazzola.
And Macramalla is the model.
Yeah, that would work out pretty good. We have a jam-packed third hour of the show. Do not go anywhere. Oilers and Canucks tonight. If you missed Tales of the North, we did it around 6:30 today. If you're watching on YouTube, you literally can kind of just go back and watch it, I think. Hammer that thumbs up. We're closing in on 100 here today. We'd really appreciate that. The third hour looks like this. 3 questions too many. Kind of easy trivia. Cool bet hotline of the day. Greg Wyshynski. Weekly rankings of power. Orange and blue breakfast. And the wrap for William Huff. Logistically, I don't know how we're going to fit it all in, but it's going to be fun to try.
You're going to talk really fast.
All right, let's get to question number 1. We'll get to a bunch of those. Who's sitting in these late Tommy Lager? You see these graphics of that's from back in September. Gager and Tommy. Good looking pictures, actually. I have to throw those up.
On the text?
Yeah, on the text line. Look at that. Look how good Tommy Gazzola looks there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see those when
really
they first
nice.
came in. Yeah, those are real nice. Hey, if you'd like to play Kind of Easy Trivia today, get your hands on a gift certificate to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever. Just text in right now, 780-218-9999, 780-218-9999, and let Maddie know that you would like to play Kind of Easy Trivia this morning. You just need to get 3 of the 5 questions correct, and you're going to be going to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. 780-218-9999. Let us know you want to play today. We'll give you a call, and you'll get going here in hour number 3. If you have any questions for 3 questions too many, fire those over as well. We've got a sports update with Lieutenant Eric brought to you by United Sport and Cycle. Let's dive into that bad boy right now.
Oilers kick off the regular season tonight out in Vancouver. Puck drop on the regular season around the league last night with 3 games. Vegas over Seattle 4-1. Lightning beat the visiting Preds 5-3. And the Blackhawks double up the Penguins 4-2 on the road. Connor Bedard with an assist in his NHL debut. Oilers Canucks tonight. It's one of 6 games around the NHL. And you can join Edmonton Sports Talk to set you up. Tom Gazzola has the Oil Stream pre- and post-game shows. Coverage begins at 6:30 right here on Edmonton Sports Talk. Oil Kings, they continue their 6-game homestand tonight against the Saskatoon Blades. The club yesterday acquiring 05-born forward Rowan Woodward from the Everett Silvertips in exchange for a 26th fifth-round pick. Texas Rangers advancing to the ALCS last night. They complete the 3-game sweep of Baltimore with a 7-1 win. Astros, they took a 2-1 series lead with a 9-1 win over the Twins. 3 games dot the MLB playoff landscape today. Braves and Phillies, that series tied at 1. First pitch 3:07. Astros Twins again from 5 o'clock, while Arizona look to advance to the NLCS. They host the Dodgers 7:07. Some NFL news from our NFL insider Ian Rappaport this morning. The Colts officially placing quarterback Anthony Richardson on the IR. He will miss the next 4 games at least. Sports update brought to you by United Sport and Cycle, supporting hockey in your community for over 95 years.
The Nielson Show featuring Lieutenant Eric. Only on Edmonton Sports Talk.
Jam-packed hour number 3 of the Nielson Show, uninterrupted. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't go anywhere, because we certainly aren't. If you are listening right now, listen live. It's easy. Tell your friends. Go to edmontonsportstalk.com. Click listen live. Done. Listen every single morning. Static-free, crystal clear on your way into work, game day, the morning after a game day. We are going to have you covered here at edmontonsportstalk.com. And if you are listening right now, make sure you are listening tonight. Tom Gazzola, pre- and post-game show, every single game, all season long. Very much looking forward to that one. Should be a good one tonight. Hour number 3 looks like this. We've got Kind of Easy Trivia for Mr. Mike's. We've got 3 questions too many for Park Mazda. The United Sport and Cycle weekly rankings of power coming up. Greg Wyshynski, for Metal Supermarkets. He's going to join us around 8:30 this morning. We'll get into an orange and blue breakfast to get you set for the Oilers and the Vancouver Canucks tonight, and then the wrap for William Huff, all on the way. Gene Principe and Sean Bell in on the hangout today with Maddie and Tommy. That'll be a huge Oilers discussion. Very much looking forward to that. We got the Lock Shop today, the Fantasy Football 5, and then the Oil Stream, game day edition of the Oil Stream at noon today, right here at EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Maddie Iwanek, who's playing Kind of Easy Trivia today?
Coach Norm.
Coach Norm is going to play today. All right, let's go to Coach Norm this morning. Coach is playing for a gift certificate for Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual, the casualest place ever in the Hampton Inn, in the corner of 137th Ave and the Mark Messier Trail. Go on in, take your family, get some sirloin bites, crush a couple Mike burgers. Everybody's going to be happy. Also now open out in Fort Sask. So let's hammer that Fort Sask location for Mr. Mike's as well. Coach Norm, how you doing this morning?
Good. How about you guys?
We are doing just fine. You know how the contest works?
Sure do.
Of course you do. All right, I'll start the ticker after read the first question. You need to get 3 of 5 correct to win that gift certificate to Mr. Mike's. Good luck, man. True or false, Connor Bedard scored a goal last night?
False.
Which team raised a cup banner last night?
Vegas Golden Knights.
Who do the Oilers play tonight?
Vancouver.
Name one forward on the Canucks.
Pedersen.
How many goals will the Oilers win by tonight?
5.
And Sergio Ramos gets a nipple erection.
Oh, is that dirty?
This is not just a dream, it's a wet dream of orgasmic proportions.
Oh, is that dirty?
Frustration sets in and the emotion goes out, and then you just start playing by yourself.
Oh, is that dirty?
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
You cannot come to my house. No, not today.
Club Beat Loop provided by Norm today. Congratulations, Norm. You are going to Mr. Mike's Steakhouse Casual. Cash is in and says, you think we'll see Mark Stone on the LTIR for the rest of the season after that long lap around the ice with the cup last night? Deliver the cup back to the LTIR. Clever strategy. Clever strategy, Vegas. 780-218-9999. Paris Jewelers inbox is where you can get in. Get in the mix for text of the day from A&W. Use that text of the day to get your hands on the new Chicken Cruncher sandwiches at A&W. Greg Wyshynski on the way here around 8:30 this morning. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power still to come as well for United Sport and Cycle. Let's get into 3 questions too many today. Lieutenant Eric, do you have a liner for the segment this morning?
That I do. It's 3 questions too many, brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda, including Mitch Lewicki, who will be hosting his own private viewing of the Oilers and Canucks tonight down at Park Mazda, just himself. Park Mazda, your dealer for life.
Anybody invited to the private viewing? Nope.
It's a private viewing.
Just me.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to say Park Mazda.
Oh, like Tom.
I want to stretch it out.
That's how we have to do when Tom does the show.
Is that what Tommy? Okay.
Oh, yeah, we rewrite everything. Anything that features Park Mazda, we have to rewrite to the Mazda.
Mazda.
He prefers it that way. And yeah, they're called Park Mazda for an entire Friday show. And
Park Mazda.
Mazda.
Oh, we got to go and get cars at Park Mazda. Yes.
Yeah.
They're fancy. All right, do you have a Twitter account?
At Lieutenant_Eric. Hockey is back, and I tweeted out a picture to illustrate that.
Was that the one of me
you know.
in the, yeah. If you missed Tales of the North, it's a pretty good one today.
Somebody, Fat Dad's got a gif of you with the latte, and you're kind of going like this.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Where's that, on the X?
I'm going to retweet it right now on the X, yeah. You follow me on the...
Oh, yeah. He did that a couple weeks ago. Yeah, That's first latte day.
Yeah, is that it?
Yeah, that was first latte day. Yeah. Well, that's a pretty good one.
Good luck.
That could be used for a lot of things.
Yeah, it's a great
Repping Coolbin in there, too.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Love to see it.
And give us a follow on Twitter for Edmonton Sports Talk as well.
At YEG Sports Talk. We're on Instagram as well, Edmonton Sports Talk. TikTok.
YouTube Trev has plans to do like a prediction video on TikTok today. He said the kids are going to love it.
It's going to drop sometime today.
I told him, I said, when you come in, if you want to start shooting those videos, you can just come in during the show, put the camera in our face, and just be like, give us a prediction for the game tonight. I don't know if I'm dropping a 5-goal win like Norm, but...
He was ready for that one, eh? The TikTok account, though, is slowly going to be the thing.
Is
Edmonton
it?
Sports Talk.
That sounds cool.
I'm thinking so. I'm betting on it. That's the pony I'm betting on.
So should I sign up for a TikTok account
I think you should.
You guys have TikTok accounts?
I don't.
Like, I go on TikTok and I just scroll videos of, like I always say, lions killing
But you don't need
zebras.
to be signed up. You're just
No, you
in
don't
there, you're
need an
looking.
account for that. Maddie, do you think, like, should we enforce here in the office we all have our own TikTok account?
No.
No?
No.
Okay.
Until it gets
I
station
have an
phones.
account. I haven't been on it in years.
It's only one of us.
But we have, like, the
The station
Sports Talk
account, but I
station
had
account.
mine.
Yeah, yeah.
It's very addicting.
Oh, yeah, it is.
You can get lost in like 3 hours.
Did you?
Of just flip. Yes, that's why I had to get rid of it.
Really?
It was just, you'd look after and I would have flipped. Like, you just like, I'll just
But
do
you
a
can still
couple
do that
more.
without an account.
I took the app off my phone.
Oh, okay.
What were
okay,
the
that makes
depths?
sense.
Like, were you spending?
You get into algorithms,
10
but
hours?
it's, well, let's be like 3,
Oh, it's
4.
ridiculous.
Like, while you're watching TV, you just flip through a couple of videos and then you're like, I'll just do a couple more. But then you just keep flipping because it's so easy to go. And I haven't been on TikTok since these longer videos they have now. So I don't know if that's maybe.
Did you like miss an event though? Like what was your rock bottom that you had to delete the app?
I just got rid of a bunch of social media
just that
in general.
one day, yeah.
Insta came off my phone. Facebook went off my phone. Snapchat went off my phone.
Whoa.
TikTok went off my phone.
So
I
many
kept
things.
Twitter and Reddit. That was it.
So now you have to log into like a desktop
I
computer.
did
Just-
at the old station. Now I've put them back on my phone just for EST.
Oh, just for EST accounts. Yeah, that TikTok is something else, man. Like I'm pretty sure I watched an entire documentary on pumas in the hilly areas. I've watched like the entire thing just by scrolling on the bloody account. It's like this
You could learn
the whole
so
thing
many
about
things.
the family. Like, oh,
You could learn things about cooking. You could learn great ways to clean. Like, there's a lot of good that does come from it, but it was just...
It's taking over your life.
Well, because it's just so quick and simple to just keep flipping, and then you just realize I spent 3 hours on TikTok today,
Like, I'll-
and it's only noon.
I'll lay down in bed and I'll be like, just
a
take
few
a
more.
quick peek at TikTok, and then the next thing I know, I'm like, damn it, I gotta go to work. Like it's tough. It's tough. Danny on the Nasty Chat says, hey, I won Text of the Day yesterday, and I never felt more alive. It was so cool to see the Beats laboratory that is the new EST studio. Thanks, LTE and Maddie. He popped by yesterday? Was I doing lock shot
and he
there?
knocked. It was pretty nice.
Oh, he was the guy who
It was
knocked.
A nice
I thought I
polite
heard him
knock.
knock.
Loud enough you could hear it. I said,
Yeah.
oh, hold on, I'm coming. I answered
Yeah.
the door, and it was a great exchange, yeah.
Well, that sounds real nice.
Great meeting you, Danny.
Does sound really nice. All right, question number 1. Who does this? Who sends in this question? I hate to be a Debbie Downer today, what do you guys think is the one thing that could throw the Oilers season off the rails?
Oh, injuries.
Why would you?
The capital INJURIES.
Of course the answer is going to be injuries. Why do we even have to bring up the question?
Well, officiating. To throw a season off the rails, though, is pretty
officiating
strong.
throws the whole league
I'm
off
trying
the
to
rails.
find other
Goaltending.
Oh, here we go.
Well, if you want the true
Yeah, but you
answer
look like
to
you're
this.
about to lay out a bunch of
And
options.
defense. Those are two big things that would derail this season. Like,
So let's say
if you
outside of
wanna-
injuries.
Yeah, because the injury part, you could go with Matthias Ekholm already.
I don't think it's. I don't.
I think some could look at it like, oh, look, he's already dealing with something to start this season. And that's that, but that all plays into the injury part of this. You then got goaltending not playing well enough. That naturally just leads to, like, it's any season.
They have two goalies. It's
But
a
you
tandem.
talk about this all.
Oh, yeah.
Lack of grit?
Oh, jeez.
Well, but is
Dude.
that, would that derail their season, you think?
No, I don't think that just rails their season.
Well, that's
like if they're not tough enough.
Because they lost some of those players in the bottom six. They lose a Costin and,
I thought
Bukestad
Evander
was like-
Kane was supposed to make everybody bigger on the ice.
Yeah, so I don't think that so it's basically just going with the simple answers, really, aren't you? When you're saying injuries, goaltending, and defense.
I think overall it's, if I had to look past injuries as the lame answer, and we have to answer this question because it's one of the questions for 3 questions, I would probably say lack of sound team defense would be the downfall of the team.
Slowing down the opposition, I guess, is what McDavid wants to do. And if they don't do that,
focusing on keeping the puck out of
Yeah.
your own net beyond just blaming the goalies every single night. I think that is where I would go with that one. Question number 2. Oh, this is a good one. If the Texas Rangers have officially adopted Creed, what band do you think the Oilers and their fans should rally behind this year? Colorado did Blink-182, right? Blink-182 was a Colorado thing. Awanik's already got a grin going back there. He wants to say Nickelback bad.
That's what
That's
it is.
the
right?
answer.
That's
Yeah,
the
I
answer
know.
that's
coming in.
What else? Where else? Outside the question should be outside.
They're already
of Nickelback.
tied into
What's
the
band?
Heritage Classic,
Yeah,
right?
no,
Like,
I don't even want to answer it. Next. Who else outside of Nickelback would be the?
Isn't it just too cliche to be
Brett
Nickelback,
Kissel.
though? Like, yeah, probably
Next.
not going to happen either.
Next question.
I
That was your
don't
first
know who
answer, was
else.
it not? There's nobody else. The brass band? Isn't that
No,
already? That
not
is the
brass
band.
band.
But it's
I
You
your
know,
band.
one of the first days of the brass band, Joel was in it. Of
Makes
Whale and the
sense.
Wolf.
Yeah, he's a bit of a mercenary there.
Is it a cool thing to be in the brass band? Like, can you pick up a significant other? Like, I'm saying, go to the bar after, and you're a man or a woman trying to pick up a man or woman, whatever.
I think it'd strike up an interesting conversation.
Yeah, but you're going to be like, hey, oh, man, I'm going to hook up with that person tonight. They're in the brass band.
It's not playing top line on the Oilers,
No
but it'd be
chance.
like, oh, you do. Hey, what do you play? What do you? How the hell did you get into the brass
I honestly
band?
think YouTube Trev carries more swag being a part of Edmonton Sports Talk, which has already worked once for him. I don't want to get into too many details, but good for YouTube Trev. But I think he would carry more swag than the brass band, right? Like, I think.
The
Anyway, it's
Oilers
Nickelback.
brass band, by the way, it's an actual band called Brass Tactics.
Which is a clever name. Like, what's
They're
what-
just not allowed to brand themselves away from the Oilers as the brass band of the Oilers.
Yeah.
But there is thebrasstactics.com.
So if you want to
is
book 'em or
info
anything.
for, you could get upcoming shows, merch.
You know, it'd be kind of cool.
You can hire them.
For a kids hockey tournament. If all the teams went in and got the merch, you can
They
get
have a little bit of
for
merch.
the brass band.
They have a little bit of merch.
Christmas is coming.
But not for it's the Brass Tactics.
Well, good for them. I mean, that's great.
Our merch store is coming up soon.
Yeah.
The Hive
Yeah,
Product
yeah.
Marketing. They're helping us out
Yeah,
with
the
that.
Hive's helping us set up a store, and then everybody can go and get your hats and other various goodies that we'll have up on the store. Question number 3. Well, this is a fun question. It's been a month since you guys launched Edmonton Sports Talk. What's been the best thing about the experience so far? Best thing about the experience so far.
That implies there is a best thing.
Oh, jeez. That's coming from the COO
He's
of
alive.
Edmonton Sports Talk. Maddie has come awake. Maddie has started to chime in. He's getting ready for a Mr. Lean segment for Cool Bet. We got weekly rankings of power coming up. What's the best thing about this so far?
We finally have a kitchen.
That is nice,
I've
actually.
been complaining the whole time at the old place that we didn't have a kitchen or a sink.
Yeah, I think
Now we finally have one.
I feel like eventually all of us, the whole crew, all 5 of us, we go grocery shopping together. And we set a budget of like $80 and we go into the grocery store and we find out what we want to put in the old pantry in the kitchen.
Nobody else uses that room.
No,
Right?
exactly.
I
It's
haven't,
basically
seen, I
our
haven't
kitchen.
seen one other person from this
I
entire
did,
building.
it looked like I saw a porridge bowl in there one day, and then I thought, do the little bears live here? What's going on right
Open
now?
up the fridge every so often and take stock of what's in there. There's like nothing, and it never changes really.
Yeah.
I think there's a
I
one.
want to put a jug of milk in there.
But start one piece by one piece, and then
Let's get some cereals. Let's go sit here and eat some cereal while we do the show. Pretty casual. What is this, Mr. Mike's? You know what I like? I guess I like not having to answer to a company. You know,
Yeah,
like,
well.
it's like if we want to do something, we just do it, which has probably been the best thing about it. Plus,
we have to
just
answer
having the
ourselves.
office with all the boys working together, it's been a fun place to be. It's a place to be.
all killer, no filler.
Pretty much. That's a nice way to describe it. I love that you're still sitting here in your Tales of the North shirt from earlier today.
Isn't this a great fit?
I
Good. It looks good, and I can go to a long sleeve.
yeah, no, it looks real nice. It looks real nice. It's awesome. If you missed Tales of the North, just scroll back on the YouTube video, or wait, we'll throw it up on a Tales of the North playlist here at some point later in the day. All right, 3 questions too many. Brought to you by the great staff at Park Mazda. One more, actually, that trickled in. I don't want to go 4 questions, but I saw this.
It's not like we have a busy hour or anything. Let's have another one.
Yeah, well, you're right, I
Of
guess.
all the days.
No, but I wanted to get to this.
No, yeah.
From Greg. It says, my awesome family gave me a Heritage Classic hockey jersey for my birthday. The game hasn't happened yet, but can I wear the jersey? Is there a code? Wear the jersey, man.
Wear it right now.
Yeah, you don't need to ask for
Why?
permission to wear a jersey. That unless you're like your family got it for you, but you haven't technically got the gift yet, and you want to like open it early to wear it. Then maybe there'd be a hang up. But if they've already given you this jersey, wear the jersey, man.
No one's giving him guff tonight,
Yeah.
are they?
You think you roll? No,
There could
No.
not be anybody giving you guff for that. I will not.
If they
I will
are,
not stand for it.
do what I suggest. Wear a pair of gloves so you can take one off and
Yeah.
slap them and challenge them to a duel, basically.
Yeah,
But no, I say wear it. Like
Wear
you
it.
think you go into Pro-Am, buy a Heritage Classic jersey, and Jack and Ken say, hey, you can't wear this yet. You have to wait until the game happens. No chance.
Can you wrap it for me till the Classic?
Stefan in the nasty chat says, got to go to school time. Smell you, fellas. No, but here's the thing. When you head to school, listen live.
Yeah.
EdmontonSportsTalk.com. Just Bluetooth and hook it up to your phone.
Take it into the school with you. Hey,
odds are they want to listen to it, watch at school anyway. All right, weekly rankings of power. You pretty much ready to go on?
Let's go. You want to go right now? Let's do
keep
it.
Cruising. Let's keep cruising for United Sport and Cycle.
I'm game.
Weekly rankings of power with our man Lieutenant Eric. And for those of you asking, we are going to work on an intro for the weekly rankings of power that'll go for 30 to 45 seconds and then boom, transition into it.
Yes.
But that is still in the process. Oh yes. Did you mean
understood.
to?
You understood.
I wonder if I.
Yes. You had it.
Yes. I do.
Yeah.
So stoked. I don't even, winter's here. This is the first time we've been up. I'm stoked. You stoked?
I'm stoked.
Just so stoked.
Yes.
I mean, it came down
Yes.
A sneaky good part to that clip.
Yeah.
There's a lot in that clip, but I really have always liked that one.
All right. Lieutenant Eric's weekly rankings of power brought to you by United Sport and Cycle. Hockey days on now until October 15th. When you buy a new pair of skates, you'll receive a free blade profile. That runs from September 25th to October 15th. So that's later this week. Get in on hockey days right now. Best time of year to dive into things with hockey days at United Sport and Cycle. All right, buddy, let's go. What do you got?
Hockey is back. Weekly rankings of power. I'm going over the top 10 Connors currently in the NHL.
Oh, a ranking of Connors.
Only 10. I had to whittle it down to 10. I know a few
How
people...
many Connors are there?
Oh, you'd be surprised. It's a very popular name of late, especially within the hockey world, as you know. There are a few that are more popular than others. Some of them would garner more attention than others. And a few people have actually done up lists online in other places.
They have.
I'm not lifting a list here. It is an idea. It's not a unique idea to me, but I took this idea. I did the research. I looked at the information, and I've compiled a list of top 10 Connors currently in the NHL.
Quick side story here, just very quickly. Coaching hockey, and all the kids have their name on their helmet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was our second game of the year, so we're just getting to know the kids, and we're putting them into the two groups for the U9 game. And we were just going around reading off helmets off the top. It's like boom, boom, boom. And we get to this one kid, and we weren't familiar with the whole roster just yet. And it was his writing, but it said Bedard on it. And I was just like, man, I didn't think we had a Bedard on the team. But, I guess if that's the kid's name, that's a kid's name.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell the other coach, I tell Scott, I go, and Bedard. And so he puts Bedard on the one side. And we're out there and we're watching the game, and I'm watching this kid with the Bedard on his helmet. And I looked to the other coach that was on the bench with me. I said, man, do we have a Bedard on our team? He goes, no. He goes, I don't know where that kid came from. And then I got a closer look at him, and it was this kid named Brian who just put Bedard on his helmet. So
was he even supposed to be out there?
Oh yeah, no, he's on our team.
I don't know where he came
but
from.
Yeah, he done. We called him Bedard for half the game because I was like, who is this kid? And then we found it was a very clever move by that Brian.
His name is Brian.
I think his name is Brian.
That's a
but
strong
he had
name for a
Bedard
kid.
on his. It was really funny. That was well done. Anyway, let's go. Top 10 Connors in the National Hockey League today.
Number 10, Connor Bedard.
Whoa. Has to prove himself still?
He's a rookie. Ray Ferraro said it on one of the broadcasts last night. Some of these young guys, they got to earn their keep. Maybe in 10 years, I'll have Bedard maybe higher on this list. But he's too young. He's too young. He's a rookie. He doesn't know anything.
But he plays with Halsey.
You got to earn your spot. Yeah, Halsey. He's got that dad bump too. Hey, Halsey.
Yeah.
Anyway,
see how that goes. Yeah. All right, Connor Bedard, number 10, number 9.
Connor Garland. I had him higher, but handing in that trade request, man, that's dropped you down a couple of notches. Bad Connor Garland.
All right, number 8.
Connor Murphy. I never believed it was his actual name. It sounds kind of fake. It sounds like a movie character, Connor Murphy. It's so an Irish type of thing. But
yeah, he would be like a third member of an Irish, like a
it's,
mafia.
Something like that. But a stalwart on the Black Hawk blue line. So Connor Murphy, number 8.
All right, number 7.
Connor Clifton.
American,
former Bruin, now part of the New Look Buffalo Sabres, right? They're shooting up.
Pretty weak list of Connors so far. Number 6.
The only upper Connor McMichael.
McMichael.
The only other Connor on this list giving something away with the Mick something or other.
Who does he think he is?
Well, a little close there. Washington Capitals, Connor McMichael.
I think he's going to be in the top 6 this year. I could be wrong. Number 5.
Connor Sheary.
Connor
The only
Sheary's
Connor on
still
the list
going.
as well is spelled with one N instead of the traditional 2. Two-time Stanley Cup winner.
Do you think his parents just didn't know that Connor was spelled with 2 N's? Or do you think they said, well, we know Connor's spelled with 2 N's, but we want our Connor to be unique?
But would you want to stand alone now in a world of 2 N Connors? He probably gets his name misspelled all the time.
Oh, he definitely gets it misspelled
And that
all
would
the
be
time.
an annoyance. I mean, I'd look at changing your name to like Brian or something.
Connor with 1 N.
Bedard Sheary.
Number 5 on the list. Number 4.
Kyle Connor. You see what I did there? You were waiting for that one. I know.
I was not expecting a Kyle
The only one
Connor.
with the last name, which I thought was pretty neat.
All right, I think I know who the next 3 are. I think. Number 3.
Connor Hellebuck.
Connor Hellebuck. That's what I was thinking.
Good goalie, new deal, big guy.
Just got the new deal.
Yeah.
All right, Connor Hellebuck. Number 2.
Number 2, Connor McDavid.
Whoa! Plot twist on the United Sport and Cycle weekly rankings of power. The number 1 Connor in the National Hockey League.
Can you guess? The number 1 in the top 10 Connors in the NHL, 1 Connor Brown.
Connor Brown.
97 shooter. Here we go. This is it. This is the missing piece. He is the most important Connor.
Is he actually the long sought after 97 shooter?
All of these names, the ties, and so on and so forth. It was Connor all along. They should have Connor just looking into a mirror and Connor Brown pointing back at him through the mirror. It was you I needed.
Let's say this. List of players who were dubbed 97 shooter for at least a moment over the last 5 or 6 years.
You could do a book.
Yes, Puljujärvi.
Yep.
Thought, maybe 97 shooter.
Ty Ratty.
Ty Ratty.
He had a goal.
Ty Ratty was definitely in the mix to be 97 shooter. Kyler Yamamoto, I think, was dubbed at times 97 shooter. Nuge, I think we have a even strength goal song written about Nuge and Connor McDavid. So I think Nuge would have been 97 shooter.
He's up there.
Draisaitl clearly when they play with him is 97 shooter. I'm almost certain when they brought in Evander Kane, people were like, finally, 97 shooter. And now you've dubbed Connor Brown maybe the final piece in the search for 97 shooter.
It was Connor all along.
Who else are we missing? Who else has had the opportunity to be 97 shooter and it didn't work? I never viewed Hyman. Well, no, when they signed Hyman, I think we all probably said too, 97 shooter.
Anybody that plays in the top 6 signed on the wing position has been, mumbled about 97 shooter.
Yeah.
It's the phrase, but
Pat Maroon's bib. Chason.
yeah, he was a 97 shooter.
Chason for a little bit.
Yeah.
Could Chason end up being 97 shooter? Jordan Wood said Taylor Hall back at the beginning. Right when they first brought in Connor, they were there together for a little bit.
Maybe the original, the OG 97.
Was Taylor Hall the first ever 97 shooter?
Oh, and here's, look, I know it's maybe too soon. Ryan Strome. The one that got away.
My goodness. Ryan Strome as 97 shooter. Remember, he did get to play one preseason game
You'll never forget.
alongside Connor McDavid until they decided that for some reason that wasn't a thing anymore. And we wrote just the best goal song of all time. And then they traded away 97 shooter for Ryan Bloody Spooner. My God.
Hey, Pete. Hey, Poho. Tell him what you did. It was a big blockbuster made cause Ebbs was lackluster, so in the end he just had to go. Yeah, that sounds about right. They sent him to New York and they landed Ryan Strome. Now he's got a song on the show. Right. He does all kinds of drills that give you all kinds of thrills, but the thrill he's never known is a thrill like he's dreaming. All the fans are screaming, it's another goal for Ryan Strome. Ryan Strome. Wanna see him dangle, Ryan shooter. Wanna see him be 97 shooter. Yeah. Wanna see that smiling face. It's another goal for Ryan Strome. That's a very, very good thing.
Yeah, it's in the song 97 shooter.
This list, though, is coming, like, you put up the call, the nasties have.
Yeah, it's good.
This is a walk down memory lane.
Guys, wasn't Cassian a 97 shooter for a little bit?
Yeah.
Perlini, Strome, Patty Maroon, Mark Letestu. Got a lot of guys. How about the Chris Versteeg drop with Chris spelt incorrectly? That's a K. Come on. All right, you can text us anytime, 780-218-9999. We still have about a million things to get to as we work our way through the show today. One of those being right now, Greg Wyshynski, brought to you by the convenience store for metal supermarkets, any metal, cut to size, ready and fast. If you're sitting around this morning, you're looking at a job in the house, you're like, oh, man, I need a pretty unique size of metal to fix this problem right now. well, then you just go to metal supermarkets. They cut it for you fast, right to the size that you need. You go home, boom, job's done, and they've taken care of business. Wyshynski joins us right now from ESPN. Wyshynski, good morning. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good. You know, it's been at least 15 minutes since someone told me what Connor Bedard is doing. So I'm trying to cope. I need quicker, more frequent updates. What is he looking at? Is he skating? Is he on the bench? Did he shoot the puck? Did he make a thing? I'm going through withdrawal after last night, if I'm being candid. I need more of this.
I would assume somewhere a "What is Bedard doing" Twitter account has already been created, right?
It was just kind of like, I mean, listen, it was a real good night for the Blackhawks and not so much for the Penguins, but it was just really funny. It's like you're watching, Sidney Crosby and Erik Karlsson and a team that could have designs on trying to, make one more run at the cup, and they have to be playing on a night when, the anointed one is playing, and it's just kind of like Connor Bedard featuring Sidney Crosby, Erik Karlsson. But I said this on the drop yesterday, my show with Arda on ESPN, that if nothing else, this whole Bedard thing here in the U.S. kind of gives me a glimpse at what life would have been like if McDavid hadn't been drafted by the Oilers.
Yeah.
Like the total saturation and coverage of this kid, and the hype train that they put him on. I mean, part of it is obviously like he's great, but part of it is also he's playing for the Chicago Blackhawks. So like, if McDavid ended up in an American market, I can only imagine this is kind of what it would have felt like at the time. Although now that I think about it, at the time they were on NBC, so it probably wouldn't feel quite like this. But, but you catch my drift.
Yeah, I was gonna bring it up. Like, I was wondering if it's like from 2015 to now 2023, if just like social media and the way we consume content has led to, the algorithms feeding Bedard into our feed more so than McDavid back then, as to why it seems like there's just so much more Bedard stuff being fed to us, or maybe that's just us in Edmonton not remembering what it was like, and it might be the Chicago-Edmonton comparison, like you mentioned. What do you think is the driving force in this?
It truly is. I mean, like, I think, listen, there's no question that the social media landscape has changed a little bit. I mean, in particular, YouTube and TikTok, I think, have grown exponentially. And I don't think that when McDavid hit, although his highlights are pretty well known, it wasn't as if people were making the kind of content on a place like YouTube that they are now about NHL players. But again, like, the difference here in the States is the difference between, and not to like pat ourselves in the back, but it's us and Turner versus NBC. And NBC could give you a certain amount of coverage and a certain amount of part of the day. And when Connor Bedard is debuting in the NHL, you have him on against Sidney Crosby on one day. Then he's playing, I think, on Turner tonight. Like, I think it's in Boston or something. And then he's on the Pat McAfee show. I mean, he's getting all of this hype and all of this attention, and it's not even going to be comparable to anything that would have existed when McDavid made his debut.
Well, I hate to be the guy that does this, but what'd you think of him last night?
I was good. I mean, like, he was exactly as I thought he'd be. Creative, shooting the puck a ton. I think the over 2.5 shots might be the easiest bet anyone will make this season. Last night with Bedard. I think if there was a surprise, I was pleasantly surprised by how responsible he was defensively, which is usually the challenge for a young center in this league. I remember talking to Matt Duchene about that once when he came into the league, and he was telling me, look, offensively, you've got your bag of tricks. You can do the things that you've always done. Maybe you find out what works and what doesn't. But it's the idea that you have to get back. you have to be in position. You have to play the other end of the ice. That's the real learning curve for a young center. And I thought Bedard did pretty well with that last night. And the thing I keep telling people, like, he's so young, you see the age and you assume that he's a certain kind of player, body type wise. And he's still got some growing to do, but like, he's a little bit thicker than people think. I think he's a more, a stronger player than maybe some of these guys like Jack Hughes, for example, when they came up were. So I've long thought that he's going to be able to handle the grind of this season better than a lot of people think that a guy his age might.
Greg, you tweeted out moments ago regarding the Fire Lindy chants that we're almost coming up on a full calendar year, I do believe, since those were on. And look, times change quick here, and new deal, multi-year extension announced this morning for the New Jersey Devils and Lindy Ruff. Your thoughts on this, being a Devils sufferer, supporter, whatever you want to coin yourself?
Well, he was only signed through this season, and they obviously don't want him to be a lame duck. I mean, I think that they know the upward trajectory of this team tells you that he's probably going to be safe unless there's something disastrous that happens, like injury-wise this season. So might as well hook him in multi-year. The players like him. Jack Hughes famously has backed him as a coach and a mentor, which carries a lot of weight with the organization and probably kept him safe heading into last season. But again, you beat the Rangers in the playoffs, first playoff series win for the franchise since 2012. They're fifth in offense. They're eighth in defense. Things are trending in the right direction. And the Devils' window to win, like I've been saying, is a barn door. Like, they've got lots of runway ahead of them. And if they've got a coach that they like and that the players seem to respect, and that seems to get results, especially out of younger players, you might as well keep them around. And I'll listen, man, I make mistakes all the time. I'm horrible at this job. And I'll freely admit that I did not think Lindy Ruff was the right coach for this team. I didn't think he was the right coach for a 2020 league, but it turns out the guy was great and understands that the current incarnation of the NHL is about speed and is about offense. And the team is tailored to that, and he certainly has a coaching system that caters to that. So I've been really impressed with him.
Greg Wyshynski from ESPN with us here on the Nielson Show this morning. If you are listening live, you can text us 780-218-9999. We'll get a few of those text messages coming up after our chat here with Greg. The Oilers open up tonight on the road against the Canucks. Edmonton in the last two seasons have started 9-1 and 7-3 in their first 10. So they've had great starts, and then there's been a little bit of a lull in the middle of the season, and then they've kind of had to run a lot of Draisaitl and McDavid down the stretch to get into a favorable spot. How important do you think it is this year for the Oilers to finish first in the division?
That's a good question. Somebody else was asking me about that the other day, and I don't know. I mean, listen, you obviously want to create a good cushion where you don't have to necessarily run those guys into the ground late in the season because you want them to be as fresh as possible for what should be a lengthy playoff run. But as far as like what it means for matchups and stuff, yeah, it'd be great to grab a wild card matchup against a Vancouver or Nashville or Winnipeg or Seattle or someone like that, than have to go through the Kings or the Golden Knights in the first round, which is the danger in being in that 2-3 spot. So from a logistics standpoint, yeah, it would probably behoove them to win the division to avoid that kind of matchup in the first round. They've gotten certainly lucky and not have, and the Kings kind of not really finding themselves quite yet, but I mean, they're going to be better than they've been in years with this Dubois addition. So yeah, from a logistics standpoint, it makes a lot of sense. But at the end of the day, the division still goes through either Vegas or Los Angeles. You're going to have to see them eventually.
Greg Wyshynski with us here on the Nielsen Show. We asked this question to Jamie McLennan earlier this morning. It seems greedy, like it seems a ridiculous question to ask, but did we lose him, Matty? Oh, man, I really want to get to that.
That was the.
I want to ask him the Connor McDavid question. We'll get him back. We'll ask him the McDavid question, and then we'll get to the Cool Bet Hotline of the day because all of the props are up now. I'm looking. It's looking good. I'm not gonna lie.
More rubbing of the hands.
I'm pretty excited to hop on this thing. We're going to get into that, and then we'll get to your orange and blue breakfast as well. But one more question for Wyshynski, Greg. I don't know if you heard it, but I was mentioning earlier today, asked Jamie McLennan a question that kind of comes across as greedy from an Edmonton-based perspective. But do you think there's any way there's like another secret level to Connor McDavid's game, or was last year peak Connor McDavid?
I asked him that question in Vegas when I saw Connor. I said, is this your ceiling? Like, do you have a higher ceiling than this? And he gave the classic McDavid answer, which is that it's just not something he ever thinks about. I don't think we know what his ceiling could be statistically, and he's getting better every year. And it's one of these things, just like the other great ones, like Sid, where he comes into a season and he's just like, I'm going to score goals now. And then he scores 70 of them. It's kind of just that thing with Connor where whatever he decides he's going to be, in a given season is what he's going to be. I bet the guy could probably win the Selke if he wanted to. Like, if he really put his mind to it, he could win the Selke one year. Probably not what the Edmonton Oilers are looking for statistically from him, but I bet he could. But the other thing about Connor, too, by the way, I'm going to tweet this out soon. I did a 4-minute interview with him where he took me through that goal that he scored against the Rangers, that 1-on-4 goal 2 years ago, I think it was. And I got to tell you, man, like, if you're a McDavid fan, and I imagine many of the people listening to the show are, I've never talked to him in a more candid way about what's going through his mind in a situation like that. I wanted to kind of like say, like, what are you seeing here? What are you thinking here? And some of it is what you'd expect, where like you can't explain it. And then some of it is really insightful. It's one of the more interesting interviews I've done, and I'll make sure that you guys can see the video. I'll tweet it out after this is done.
What else you got coming up over at ESPN that we can look forward to over the next few days?
Oh, I got something on the Hughes family world domination coming out tomorrow, and then a piece on Erik Karlsson that's running on Friday. So busy week, but also The Drop, my podcast with Arda, is every Tuesday and Thursday. And tomorrow's edition will have Steve Mayer from the NHL and a little bit on the raging Pride tape controversy that
so you guys going to have more? Okay, you're going to have that on the podcast. That's good. I'd like to listen to that.
We'll have that on the podcast. Yeah, like it's just it's typical NHL fashion where they have this amazing opening night, triple header, Connor Bedard's debut, and then they just walk around stepping on rakes.
You can't get out of their own way, man.
Hours.
Like, just can't get out of their own way. Yeah, no, it's absolutely ridiculous. All right, Wyshynski, we appreciate the time, man. Thanks a lot.
Yep, talk to you soon.
There you go. That is Greg Wyshynski, brought to you by our partners at Metal Supermarkets, your convenience store for... Oh, yeah. Any metal, cut to size, ready, fast. In fact, I think it was Surveyor Brett says Metal Supermarkets cut 2 custom rods to fix my 2 recliner chairs. They rule. Oh, I never thought about rod cutting. I was just kind of like thought, flat metal cutting.
You need to kind of expand in the world of metal cutting. And
I'm very unfamiliar with the world of metal cutting. So let them do it for you. They're the experts. Metal Supermarkets. Any metal, cut to size, ready, fast. Cool bet hotline of the day, shall we, boys? Let's dive into this because I love it. This is our connection with Coolbet that makes this happen. If you go and look at like the games tonight, the Winnipeg-Calgary game, there's 36 betting markets right now. Colorado and the Kings, 36. Oilers and Canucks, 284 options for you to bet tonight with our great partners over at Coolbet. If you're not yet signed up for an account, use the code LOCKSHOP when you do. You get a 100% deposit bonus on your initial deposit up to $200. So there's a few things here. We'll lock in the Coolbet hotline of the day. Then we'll build an exclusive, which will be like 3 or 4 things in the game that we can really hammer tonight. And, of course, Mr. Lean. I mean, what's Mr. Lean up to? By the way, Tube Socks sent me a graphic of you on like a bottle of Mr. Clean, and it's pretty awesome, Maddie. So let's start with the leans because you want to take a look at leans before you get into the hotline of the day, and then eventually maybe we take some of these leans, we throw them into the Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive. And if you're watching right now and there's like something that you think we should throw into the exclusive today, we'll have some time for it. Maddie, what do you think?
I'm liking Leon Draisaitl scoring a goal tonight. Plus 112. It's plus money.
I don't know how you're getting a Draisaitl goal at plus money.
That's the thing. Like, you look at that right there. Like Connor's at minus 116. I think a lot of people would look at Connor starting off his season with that goal, but Draisaitl is as much a goal scorer, and this is what this guy does. He goes out there and scores goals. You're taking on a Canucks team that we're not expecting too much out of. We think the Oilers, who was Norm had, 5 goals the Oilers are going to win by today?
Yeah.
On kind of easy trivia. If the Oilers are scoring goals tonight, you can't tell me that Leon Draisaitl is not getting one. If they're on the power play, there's a really good chance Leon Draisaitl is scoring one of them. So if I was leaning somewhere, plus 112, Leon Draisaitl scoring a goal tonight, that just seems like...
Lazy player. You'd hope that he's not lazy tonight, right, Maddie? For your sake, maybe that's why it's the plus.
As somebody who dabbles in sports betting a little bit, my thought on the Coolbet hotline of the day was going to be Leon Draisaitl to score a goal at plus 112 because you're not going to get Leon Draisaitl to score a goal at plus 112 many more times this season. I feel like we have to make it the Coolbet hotline of the day. I know it's a Mr. Lean thing too, but I mean. Plus money on a Draisaitl goal? Are you kidding me?
Here's the thing about it, too, that's wild. He's plus 500 for 2 points.
2 goals.
Goals. Sorry, never mind.
No,
I thought I was looking at points. I was going to be like,
Plus,
that's wild.
What else happened today? We randomly picked a clip from the old vault, and what was it? It was the Draisaitl goal song today.
Yep.
So let's just lock that in. Let's get this one out of the way. Cool Bet hotline of the day. If you want to ride with us on the hotline of the day, we're going to build like a little parlay here too. But if you want to ride with us on the hotline of the day, it's the first time that the lean and the hotline of the day have come together. So, I mean, it's never an automatic. Stay cool and bet responsibly. But we like Leon Draisaitl at plus money to score a goal tonight. So Leon Draisaitl plus 112. And then as for this little Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive, and I know our partners over at Winnipeg Sports Talk are going to be putting something together for that Jets-Flames game. Huss is actually going to be joining us on the Lock Shop from the Saddle Dome today. He's in town for that Jets-Flames game. Okay, a couple of things. I mean, we're going to throw an Oilers win in there, right? So Oilers win would be minus 158. So that'll be where we start with the Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive. We got to have some sort of Connor McDavid prop in here. What do we do? Connor McDavid over 1.5, like Connor McDavid 2 points or more tonight? LT, what do you think?
Yeah. 2, 3.
It's minus 162.
5.
If you're throwing it into an Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive, we're going to get a bump on it anyway. So we could go Oilers win, McDavid 2+ points at minus 162. What's the third thing we throw in here? What else do you guys like? You can go online and just take a look right now. You've got player assists. You've got player goals. What's Bouchard to get a point?
You think on old Connor? The Connor?
Well, Connor Brown's not on here.
Okay.
No, they don't have Connor Brown posted. They've got McDavid.
Bouchard's minus 158 for a
Bouchard
point.
minus 158 for a
It's
point.
over under at 0.5. Yeah, it's minus 158 for him.
So let's just see here. If we go Bouchard point, McDavid over 2 points or more, and the Oilers to win at money line, that's going to be a pretty decent number. Is there anything else we want to sprinkle in here? Or is that's kind of playing it a little bit safe, but at the same time, first game of the year?
I think first game of the season, you never know, right? Like, Chris in the Nasty Chat has Oilers plus 137 to win the first period. I don't know what this team's going to do in the first period. Like, that's the only concern I have with that one is, are we going to see this team once again be a team that gets off to those slower starts?
Leon Draisaitl shots on goal at 2.5 minus 167. I don't hate that. Let's see here. What else can we throw in here? What do we got?
Well, there's no Leon part of the
yeah, but
builder.
we got him on the
hotline.
We got him on the hotline. I mean,
D-Rock says plus 130 for both Nuge and Bouchard to have a power play point, and Hyman is plus 175 for a power play point.
Where's power play points? I don't think I saw
D-Rock text.
Is that somewhere else? I don't know if I see power play points. What about player shots? What do we got here for specials? Empty net goal. Nah, that's probably taken. That's a little too risky there, I think. What about if we added this in? Because this would bump the value up. We didn't add it, but we changed it. What if we change Oilers money line from minus 158 to Oilers win in regulation at plus 101? Do you think there's overtime looming tonight between these two clubs?
Better not be.
If they get taken to overtime against the Canucks in the season opener, this is ridiculous. Let's do it. Let's go Oilers in regulation. Let's get some better value on this. Oilers in I'll take the Heat. If they end up winning in overtime, I'll take the Heat. Oilers in reg, plus 101. Bouchard point. Connor McDavid 2+ points.
Overtime.
Yeah. Yeah. Eric just said it. Now we're both taking the Heat. It's not going over. Maddie, you seem nervous.
No.
Are you feeling an overtime game tonight?
I've leaned my way already today. I've had my lean.
Just a lean.
All right.
I have my one lean out there.
All right, so the Cool Bet hotline of the day officially is a Draisaitl goal at plus 112. And then the Edmonton Sports Talk exclusive parlay tonight will be Oilers in regulation, plus 102. Bouchard, a point at minus 156. And then Connor McDavid, 2+ points at minus 162. We will throw that over to CoolBet. They will get that thing up. They're probably watching right now. So, guys, let us know when it's posted. It'll probably be posted by the end of our show. That's, 12 minutes away? Well, it's not going to be 12 minutes away because we got lots of stuff to do still. So, there you go. That's your CoolBet hotline of
Should I let Patty know this since him and I apparently are
Yeah, text Patty. I mean,
tight.
You and Patty.
He doesn't text you now.
Ever since
it's
Iwanek
now.
became Mr. Lean, him and Pete Greggy are best buddies.
Should I
What am I supposed
let
to
him
do
know?
with this guy? Yeah. Fire him a text. Let him know. Oilers and reg. McDavid over 1.5 points. Bouchard over half a point tonight. And also put in there at the end of it, just say, thanks for the money.
So it's just the three things.
We're going to cash that. Yeah,
it's just the three,
It's
right?
just the three things. Yeah, it's just the three things. All right, let's get into your orange and blue breakfast. We're going to be working on an intro for the orange and blue breakfast and stuff, so we can transition into that. It's all still coming together. But let's dive into orange and blue breakfast for the first time this year. Oilers and Vancouver Canucks tonight. It's happening, and yeah, I wonder how many people are actually heading out there for the game.
Like traveling from here?
I would assume there's
there are
probably.
people there that,
What would we say? How many Oilers fans are going to travel from here to Vancouver for the opener tonight? What would you put that at? Like 50?
Yeah.
75?
There'll be people who live there.
100 people?
There.
Yeah, there'll be people who live there.
It's always North American. Oh, they travel. So no, they're just people that live there.
Yeah, a lot of them live there. But I want to know how many people are actually going to be traveling out. Your projected lines for the Edmonton Oilers tonight: Connor McDavid between Connor Brown and Evander Kane, Leon Draisaitl with Hyman and the Nuge, McLeod, Holloway, and Warren Fogle together, and the Matthias Janmark and Derek Ryan skating with Adam Ernie yesterday. Of course, Ernie on a PTO does not have a contract just yet. Darnell Nurse with Bouchard, Kulak, and Ceci, Broberg and Desharnais, and Ekholm was skating with Niemelainen yesterday, and Tommy, they basically game time here for Ekholm? Okay, Tommy says, yeah, I think so. It's a game time for Ekholm. Tommy's chilling on the couch out there, ready to go for the hangout. If you missed the rink report yesterday, you can find that. Tommy posted that right after the skate yesterday. We still don't know who will start between the pipes today. We had a good conversation about that earlier on the show. If you want to chime in right now, it's 780-218-9999. Or in the nasty chat, would you start Skinner or Campbell tonight? Skinner was in the starters net yesterday, but Jay Woodcroft says, buy a ticket to the game, and we'll see what happens. On the other side, for the Vancouver Canucks, Elias Pettersson with Kuzmenko, and I think it's safe to say the disgruntled Connor Garland. JT
you
Miller.
don't just hand in a trade request, right?
I know. JT Miller, who I picked in the 5th round of my draft last night, between Besser and DiGiuseppe. There he is. Pius Suter between Beauvillier and Dakota Joshua, Lafferty with Bluger and Niels Höglander, Hughes and Hronek, Cole and Myers, Susie and Noah Juleson for the Vancouver Canucks. Ask for a list of guys who aren't tough enough to play hockey tonight. What do you got, buddy? Come on,
so
Doc.
Good. Come on, baby, make it hurt. Sometimes love to feel like shit hurts. Okay, so for the host Vancouver Canucks, as it stands, Anthony Beauvillier listed as day-to-day with an illness. Carson Soucy listed as day-to-day with an undisclosed injury. Head injury for Tucker Poolman. He's on the IR. And a torn ACL for Ilya Mikheyev. He is also on the IR. And for the visiting Edmonton Oilers tonight, Brady Stonehouse on the IR with an undisclosed injury. Ryan McLeod listed as day-to-day, as well as Matthias Ekholm. And Ryan Fanti on the IR with a hip injury.
All right, Lieutenant Eric, your key to an Oilers victory tonight. What do you got, buddy?
Taking care of, well, it was Matty's thing that could derail the season, I guess. He said kind of goaltending defensive, but it's that whole defensive gameplay of the Oilers. I want to say it's game one. I know it's early and you got 80-some more left to go. But I'd like to see this team. I'd like to see this team kind of come away with a 2-0 win. Or a 2-1 win, or a 3-1, like a very tight, not necessarily the offensive.
Highly unlikely, though, right?
No, but it would be nice to see them wrap a game up, choke the Canucks out, that type of thing. I want to see a bit of a defensive display this evening, kind of showing. Look, they'll be scoring goals. There's no problem in that. But a key to a win tonight and a key for wins throughout the season, I think, will be shore up that defensive play, and it'll help the goaltenders. And I want to see it. I want to see what they've learned. I want to see this team another year older, another year wiser, another year stronger on the defensive end.
As for the look at me game day prediction, remember what we do here is I make a prediction, and then if I get it right, everybody tweets at me and goes, "Oh, you're a genius! This is great." And if I don't get it right, we completely forget that it happened, and nobody worries about it. Chris on the Nasty Chat says if you go into the Bet Builder Cool Bet, you can actually get your hands on a Connor Brown anytime goal and throw that into a Bet Builder. I'm gonna say that Connor Brown scores a goal tonight. Let's do it, Connor Brown. I almost wanted to say whoever starts in net for the Oilers tonight ends up being one of the 3 stars of the hockey game. But I'll go with Connor Brown. First game, the storyline, McDavid with his buddy Brown set him up goal. It's going to be great. So I'll say Connor Brown scores a goal tonight. Now, we did have that game day poem. I almost forgot about it.
Yeah, William
Mike Spear sent this in, and we might not have a game day poem for every game, but, it's the first game. It's been sent in by William Mike Spear, the OG of the Game Day Poems. Let's go here. Welcome all you nasties to the Breakfast Orange and Blue. Starting off the season on the Nielson Show, version 2. The Oilers start the year as favorites for the Cup, and hopefully in 9 months they'll be lifting Stanley up. The team's a little different from when last season was over and done. We all loved Connor so very much, we went and got another one. Yamo's gone, Klimas too, and Shore has just been unloaded. But thank God Lavoie wasn't claimed, or else Oilers' Twitter would have exploded. But McDavid and Dry still lead the way with Skinner's glorious stash. Hopefully we'll be celebrating the Stanley Cup at next year's Summer Bash. Finally, it's cool to have the show on YouTube, so Dustin and Eric, we can finally be seeing you. It's so awesome to have you guys back. And oh yeah, screw you, Bell Media. William Mike Spear coming in hot. My goodness, man.
I recuse myself from this conversation.
That was put together pretty well, though. I mean,
Very
I
good,
can see where the frustration with Bell Media comes, I think. But in the end, it was us moving on to become independent that has led to something awesome that we're building here now.
A door closes and a window opens.
All right. Let's get into the wrap. For William Huff, if you want your place to look as cool as ours, go to WilliamHuff.com. Find them on social media. I know they're on X, Twitter, William_Huff. What did we learn on the show today, buddy?
Lindy Ruff.
Lindy Ruff.
Extended. He is no longer the lame duck, but the lame fill in the blank. 780-218-9999.
He's no longer the lame duck. He's the lame fill in the blank.
You know, and somebody texted in Warburg Zone, so you got that. Suck it, Gibbons. But Lindy Ruff, a multi-year extension this morning. That was kind of the news throughout the morning. We poked fun at Connor Garland's trade request, albeit briefly. Other than that, though, that was kind of the...
I learned that it was good to have Tales of the North back.
Tales of the North returned. Busy show.
Woo!
Busy show.
Jam-packed show.
Jam-packed.
Think about that. Nielsen Show Uninterrupted. Just slammed with good content. How awesome was it? Let us know how awesome it was to be listening to sports content in the morning, static-free, and not having to deal with 7 to 14 minutes of commercials in an hour. We're happy to be able to provide you with that. I mean, we'll always run the Park Mazda spot because it's hilarious.
Yeah, and they're good.
But yeah,
they're friendly
for the most part,
it's good stuff. It's
going pretty well. But I learned it was really nice to have Tales of the North back. And the mad scramble to get into costume, which part of yours you're still wearing. But that's
going to be
the
fun of it moving
to
forward.
it.
Yeah, exactly. That type of thing.
Yeah, I think it's
good.
I think it's good.
Hockey's back. Right?
Hockey
they say.
is back. Text of the day. Probably a Macramalla intro. By the way, William Mike Spear, great text. Great text on the poem. I thought you really knocked that one out of the park. But we're looking for the text of the day for A&W. $20 gift certificate. You have to swing by the office here, pick it up. It's nice of you to knock. Somebody yesterday I was doing, I guess it probably would have been Danny Boy, I guess. He texted while I was doing Lock
nice.
Shop. He came in. He goes, I'm outside of the place. I don't want to walk in on a show. Can I just come in? And I think at that point he'd already come in.
Look, as opposed to the other place, I mean, and no offense to Patricia, you'd see her, she'd hand you the thing, you'd be on your way. But you win now, you can come and have a mini tour of the place.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for you.
All right, try the new Chicken Cruncher sandwiches today at A&W. You get this $20 gift card. That'll get you a couple. You probably run a train on all 3 of those chicken sandwiches for the $20 we're going to give you for text of the day. Let's see here, Eric. Let's get into a Macramalla intro. Okay, so we've got a couple. I'll read a couple to you. You can let me know which one you think. ESC legal analyst and guy who claims to have the safest, cleanest orgies in Southern Ontario, even though the cleaning staff vigorously disagrees. EST legal analyst and guy who doesn't have the right to Creed's music, but he has the rights to Mark Tremonti's heart. EST legal analyst and guy who won the Order of Canada for his series of children's books that explain how being a Leafs fan is worse than doing drugs. What do you want to go with?
I'm going with Mark Tremonti.
I knew you would. You love Tremonti.
That tugs on my heartstrings. So
yeah.
Anytime you add Mark Tremonti into a
all right, congratulations. That is the text of the day. We're going to have to go back in. We got so many text messages today. Paris Jewelers inbox was just taking a good pounding this morning, which was nice to see. 780-218-9999. And if you're looking to get your significant other a little something special to start the hockey season, why not do it at Paris Jewelers? A opening night bracelet.
It'll get you some good traction moving forward.
That
at
would
least
be
until
really
Christmas
nice.
time. You got the whole fall there.
That would be really nice. Sound of the day today. Would you have an idea?
I was going to say ran back the game. We can't do necessarily the replays throughout the show.
Actually,
right?
Matty,
there will be a
technically,
way.
if I have
moving
YouTube
forward.
up here,
Not right
and
now.
I went back to Tales of the North and played it from where it was at, and it came through the computer, it should work, right? There's only one way to find out.
Yeah,
Let me see. This is muted now. Let me run this back to when we did Tales of the North. Should be right about here.
Oh, yeah.
All right, and then let's try to play this, and this will be your sound of the day. We haven't tried this before. Boom,
That's
attack.
exciting, baby.
Canucks
I'm
will
here for
never
that
know
type
what
of
hit them.
hockey. Yeah,
They'll never know what. They'll be so
It's a
distracted
freight
by what's
train.
happening there. It'll be boom, back of the net.
Holy hell.
Nice little goal there. All right, so the Tales of the North. It's interesting because we were talking about it, and we said, should we do a Tales of the North right away? I'm going to fast forward this is a segment that's... Hang on. Let's see. Let's go here. Into this to be on CTV Morning Live, which I'm no longer allowed to be on.
Well, your boss talks your ear off throughout the entire thing. How was your night last night? What do you plan for today?
All right, you got your swords? Where am I? I think my arm.
Do I have my swords?
We're good. Maddie, how ridiculous is it? Wanix just sit back in the corner being like, what a bunch of dumbasses, you know? All right.
Maybe Maddie can get some sort of costume.
Actually, that Mr. Lean. What could a Wanix costume be?
Maybe like a robe,
and we really babbled, didn't we, before we got into
tighten it up.
Yeah. Next time we'll keep it a little bit tighter. Let's go here. Let's go. Tales of the North. Let's go. All right, here we go. Let's do it. Let's get you ready for the Oilers and the Canucks tonight with Tales of the North.
Garland, bronze-aged fat pervert. Want to get a trade request this soon to puck drop in the regular season? Be damned with you!
Tonight in the North, we ride again, as what once was taken away has risen from the ashes better than ever before. The nasties of the North take pride in the reincarnation of morning laughter, echoing throughout the land. Ha ha! Ha ha! Ha ha, they say. Static free, they chant as they wait to watch their heroes journey to the West Coast. Connor the Incredible, first of his name, the most dangerous warrior we have ever witnessed, has Elias the Frail and the eldest of Clan Hughes in his sights for opening night savagery. Why take one Connor into battle when you can take two? Enter Brown, he who was delivered. He takes his rightful place along his childhood friend, where they discuss days of yesteryear while playfully torturing Thatcher of the Pacific. Some may view tonight as nothing more than one battle in a much larger war. But for many of you, this day is the beginning of a championship campaign that ends with Leon the Lionheart, shirtless in the back of his chariot, saluting millions in the streets with goblets of ale, like so many of the great warriors who paved the way before. These are the tales of the North, and may they be heard far and wide across this great land.
Garland, you are not fit for the name.
Did you call Garland a pervert? Is that what I heard there?
Yeah, a bronze-aged pervert. It's
a bronze-aged pervert. I didn't hear the first time. I was too worried and focused on what we were doing on the other side of it. That's a good one, buddy. That was well done. All right, so now we know we can go back and play other sounds from earlier in the show.
Yeah, it's great.
On YouTube and remark it properly. So yeah,
and air check ourselves live on the show.
Yeah. All right, do we even have to ask what we're watching tonight? Come on, Edmonton Oilers, Vancouver Canucks.
It is your nightcap, one of three nightcaps. The Flames are at home to the Jets. Kings host the Avalanche. 3 games prior: Carolina, Ottawa, Toronto, Montreal,
Habs, Leafs,
and Boston, Chicago as well. So a full plate tonight, and MLB postseason as well trucks along. Rangers, of course, advancing yesterday. Braves, Phillies this afternoon. Astros, Twins. Houston will look to advance. And the Arizona Diamondbacks will look to advance later tonight to the
what's
NLCS.
up with that?
Isn't that great? I'm all for it.
God, I really
all for the chaos there.
Can't wait to see the Diamondbacks in the championship
Diamondbacks,
series.
Rangers World Series. Let's go.
That's probably not going to move the needle much.
That's what MLB wants, eh?
We'll see how that plays out. All right, the Hangout is coming up. We got a great lineup today, too. Maddie and Tommy booking in Sean Bell and Gene Principe. They're both going to be here. They're going to roll in around 9:30. I'm assuming you probably get a little dose of YouTube Trev here to kick off the Hangout today. Thank you very much to everybody who tuned in today and watched. I know you're excited for the game tonight. We'll be back breaking it down. And, of course, tonight right here on Edmonton Sports Talk, live pregame, live postgame. So make sure you have it. You can listen at edmontonsportstalk.com. You can watch right here on YouTube at Tommy Gazzola and the pre- and postgame, something that we are very happy to offer as Edmonton's true online sports radio station. Make sure you stick around. If you're on YouTube right now and we haven't trained you yet, click autoplay. It's in the middle of your YouTube video that you're watching right now. Make sure autoplay is on. That'll take you right on over to the Hangout. We'll be back tomorrow breaking down an Edmonton Oilers victory against the Canucks. Or, of course, we'll be in full-blown meltdown mode after night 1 of the season.
Overtime win.
No overtime win. It's got to be a regulation win. What are you doing? For Mr. Lean and Lieutenant Eric, I am Dustin Nielson. Stick around for the Hangout. Tell your friends about EdmontonSportsTalk.com. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take it easy.